What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the WCIS. We can inspire someone. OPP only promote positivity. Shout out to Waterbed Have. Shout out to Uncle DV. It's your boy, Little Fat Mushy Tove. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Hopefully, everyone's feeling great. Everybody had a great weekend. Hopefully, everybody's in good spirits and able to share. Share a special day with the person that you love. All right. Waterbed Have is in the building. We waiting for Waterbed Have. All right. Waterbed Have about to Waterbed Have in the building. Bad girl. What up, bad girl sniper? All right, time to bring Have into the show. Hold on, Have, you gotta knock on the door, bro. All right, time to bring in Waterbed Have. What up, Waterbed Have in the building? What's going on, bro?
What's up, Joe?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. You done changed your location, huh?
Yeah.
You ain't want that sweltering background no more?
Nah.
You're gonna be the background gang. What up, everybody? It's your boy, Little Fat Mushy Tove, representing the WCIS. We can inspire someone. OPP only promote positivity. Shout out to Waterbed Have. Shout out to Uncle DV, and shout out to the community. That's all about a unity. All right. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Hopefully, everybody had a great weekend. For those of you who enjoyed the Super Bowl, hopefully you had a good Super Bowl Sunday. And now the show is back. All right, Have, you got to get a little bit closer to that microphone, bro. Pause.
All right.
You sound like you in a. You sound like you're in a bear. You're in the bear cave.
Give me a second.
What up, Badgurl sniper? Have, you ain't prepared, bro? What's going on, man?
Bro.
You got the webcam microphone?
Yeah.
You thought you was gonna slip. You thought you was gonna get that one past me, huh?
Yeah.
Nah, bro. You gotta sound crispy, bro. What up, bad girl? How you doing? Happy Valentine's Day. All right. Hopefully you feeling good, feeling great. We got a good show for everybody tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Let me go up to the. Let me go up to the green. All right, I know you in the building, Have. I know you ain't going nowhere, bro. All right, so we're gonna talk about best and worst dates, and we're talking about sexual compatibility and everything in between. Those are just some of the things that we could talk about. But we're definitely not limited to those things. If you want to jump in and you want to bring up a topic, it's Valentine's Day, so I wanted to kind of like give it a little bit more of a theme of dating and relationship and just about the celebration of the people that you love. BX the Great One is in the building with your Rudy Poo candy ass. What up, BX the Great One? How you doing, my brother? Welcome to the stream. All right. Everybody that's tuning in tonight, happy Valentine's Day. Make sure you spend time with the people that you love, the person that you love, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, your significant other. Make sure that you show that love, and make sure, most importantly, that you love yourself. All right. You got to love yourself. You cannot properly share love. You cannot properly give love to someone else unless you properly love yourself first. So make sure you take time, invest in yourself, love yourself, and then you'll be able to give and share that love a lot more easily. All right. Waterbed Have, what's going on, bro? You guys don't.
I'm getting the mic together.
Have changed his location and left everything in the room.
Nah, actually, I brought the stuff with me.
Huh?
I brought everything with me.
Yo, bro, come on, man. We are streaming. What's going on, bro?
It's Valentine's Day.
You know what that means?
Yeah.
Have go. If anybody used to watch the show back in the day, Have MO. Have ain't playing no games. All right, Have you ready? You got your microphone good? You good to go, bro?
I think
Yeah, you sound a little bit better now. I can hear you a little bit clearer. You don't sound like you in a rusty, dusty cave. Nah. I can't hear you. Here you
And
go.
now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah.
All right, Hev is in the
There you
building,
go.
everybody. All right, so what about Hev? How was your weekend, bro? We're gonna start off. How was your weekend?
Well, I mean, I was watching the Super Bowl. I was rooting for the Eagles. I thought they was gonna take it home.
Yeah, I think the refs had the fix
Yeah,
in. I think the fix was in. I don't want to say that football is rigged because then
it
it's gonna take the fun out of it for me to believe that it's rigged. But I think when it comes to the Super Bowl, there's definitely some manipulation going on. Definitely some manipulation going on. All right. So Hev, I want you to travel back in time, bro. Go back in time, man. Tell me about what have you traditionally celebrated Valentine's Day, bro? Does it like before you got married? I mean, obviously it means something you married, of course, you ain't gonna have a peaceful household if you let Valentine's Day creep past and you don't do nothing. I ain't saying you gotta, have a, throw a parade or nothing, or rent a hot air balloon or nothing, but go back in the days, go back to young Hev. What did Valentine's Day mean to you, bro? Did it mean something? Was it special? Was it just another day? Like,
well, to me, Valentine's Day, its significance was more dependent upon whether I was single or in a relationship.
all
If I
right, that
was
makes
single,
sense.
I could care less.
So if you were single, you wasn't trying to get you a young lady or something to keep, you wasn't
Now I
working
feel
on
like,
something, or you just tapped out, bro. You just you just
yeah,
tapped
I was
out.
just like, I don't really care. Like, there's no special day for that. It's literally like today's literally Tuesday. Like,
Yeah, it is. You're right. It is Tuesday, but guess what? It's a lot of Scorpios in the world because of this day.
hell yeah, like you.
Yeah, like me. All right. So if y'all love or hate Scorpios, y'all gotta blame people like Hev. Don't all the people out there tonight gonna be making sweet love. Y'all gonna be making a whole lot of Scorpios tonight. I'm telling you right now. All right. So if you don't like Scorpios, you better wrap it up. Wrap it up.
They are.
Right. What up, Valente's in the building? What's going on, Valente? How you doing, my brother? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. All right, Hev, I think I hear some kind of reverb coming back from you. I hear me in the background. Uh-oh. Raquel is in the building. Yo, Hev, turn me on the background, bro.
There you go.
All right.
You good now?
What up, Ashley? Larry's in the building. I still hear it. Loud and clear. I don't think I hear it no more. No, I still hear it.
Because she's watching you in the other room.
Oh, okay.
That's what you're hearing.
Tell her to put on her headphones.
All right.
What up, Ashley Larry? What up, BX the Great One? What up, Valente? Happy Valentine's Day. All right. Hopefully everybody's feeling good, Day for the lovers. All right. Yeah, you gotta tell her to put them headphones on. They gonna be hearing. They already hearing enough of me. They don't need to hear me twice.
Ain't that the truth?
There you go. First little pinch of salt. Even on Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is supposed to be when you sweet, not salty.
Yeah, to my wife.
Nah, you're supposed to be sweet to all the people that you love, bro. It's a day for love, man.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Hold on. Let me also. I need to turn down my notifications on my phone. That just reminded me. All right, everybody on IG, welcome to the stream. All right, happy Valentine's Day. All right, so So you said Waterbed have said Valentine's Day didn't really mean nothing to him when he was single. So let's go back to when you had a special person in your life, or
Mm.
what are the plans that what are some of the things you like to do and plan for your wife? However you feel like answering that question. 'Cause we ain't trying to break up no happy homes. You can't be up on the street talking about no exes on Valentine's Day with your wife
Yeah,
watching in
you trying to get me in
the other
trouble,
room.
yo.
Alright. But yeah, like what's a great Valentine's Day? How would Waterbed have set up Valentine's Day?
Oh man, what's my perfect Well, I kind of had one today.
Okay.
My wife made pupusas, heart shaped pupusas,
Uh-oh.
and they were delicious.
Y'all know food was gonna be incorporated somewhere.
Yeah.
All right, so what else? What else? Your perfect day is your wife. Your perfect Valentine's Day is your wife cooking for you. That's it, Hem. That's it. That's your
Nah, I
perfect
mean,
Valentine's
let's
Day.
see. Yo, we also did something like that last year too.
Yo, Hem, you gotta step your creativity game up.
We ordered Domino's, but the pizza was heart shaped too. That was her idea.
Nah, I'm just saying. I'm just playing around with you, bro. Whatever y'all like to do, that's what's up, man. As long as you spending time with your loved one, it don't make a difference what you're doing, man. It don't make a difference what you're doing. All right. So everybody in the chat, I want y'all to start hitting us up in the comment section. Some of your best and worst Valentine's Day experiences, the best and worst dates, even if it's not on Valentine's Day. All right. And we also talking about sexual compatibility, because tonight is going to be a lot of love making going on. How do you know when you sexually compatible with someone? How do you become sexually compatible with someone? And once you find that compatibility, what are some of the things you need to do to build on top of it to make sure you keep that good sexual or intimacy going and keep it nice and spicy and fruitful and spontaneous, So those are some of the topics we're going to get into. But yeah, worst dates, best dates, and sexual compatibility. So that's what we're talking about tonight. Also, make sure you hit the notification bell. Make sure you hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It definitely helps us out. All right, if you enjoy the content. Also, make sure you follow us on IG. We done revamped the Instagram page. I have got the WCIS classic clips rolling every day. The new clips up every day. Shout out to my man Waterbed Hev. All right. So yeah, what are some of the worst? What's the worst date you ever been on, Hev?
Damn, worst date.
Yeah, now I know for sure. I know for sure this answer not gonna have nothing to do with your wife. You know better than to say anything about your wife. So what's the worst? What's the worst date you ever been on?
The worst date I ever been on. Let's see. So I was back in the day, right? I want to preface this. I was
way long time ago's days.
Before Raquel even existed. Let's see. So I was going through like the dating apps and stuff like that. And
okay.
I was messaging this girl back and forth. It was all fun and everything. And we finally decided to go meet after like a week or two of talking, right?
Uh-huh.
So like I'm driving towards the restaurant that we're supposed to eat at.
Okay.
And I see her in front of the restaurant, and she is nothing like the way she's supposed to look like. I got catfished OD.
So
like,
what did the what did the picture look like, and what was it in reality, bro?
She was younger in the picture. She looked older than me.
So it was like a picture from when she was like in her teens or something?
Nah, like in her 20s. She looked like she was in her 40s. I mean, there's
Wait a
nothing
minute.
wrong with that if that's
Did
what you're
you?
looking for.
How old were you at the time?
I was in my mid 20s
And you thought she was in her 40s? She
when I
looked like she
seen
was
her.
in.
Yeah,
Did
in
you
real
actually?
life.
Now, have let me. This is an important question, bro. Did you just pull off, or did you actually get out the car and address her?
Nah, see, that's the thing though. Like, she didn't give me much of a choice
What
because
you mean?
we locked eyes as I was driving by. So
Uh
like,
huh.
I felt obligated to go in there now
All
because
right.
I was gonna
Oh,
pull off and
oh,
just
okay.
leave.
You was forced to be somewhat. You was forced to hold yourself to a higher moral standard.
She looked at me like, "You better not."
Have your foot was getting heavy
Yeah,
on that gas. You was about to screech off on her. All right. So then, once you got out, what? How did you? How did you?
that th-
Did
that
y'all
threw
still
me
eat?
off.
Did you still eat?
Yeah,
You know,
we
have
ate and
still ate.
everything,
Ain't gonna waste
but
a good
like,
trip to the diner for nothing.
the thing was like, I felt like I wasn't talking to the same person anymore. The fact that she
Right.
looked different, and like we got along so well messaging and stuff, but that didn't translate to real life. So like
Right.
it was like this awkwardness and silence, and like we was eating and we just heard each other chewing and stuff.
All right, let's see. Bad girl jumped in. Let's see what she said. But honestly, though, just spending it with the right person you love, connecting more, and making your significant other feel extra special. I love spoiling my man and making him smile. That's right. All right, everybody, listen to Bad Girl Sniper. All right, ladies, y'all cannot be coming up. Y'all not. I'm telling y'all do not need to be coming up with this. I don't need no man energy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling y'all, do not. Y'all could you could pull that off for a little while, but eventually you gotta have to tune it down a little bit. Don't be
Yep.
having that. I don't need no man energy because I tell you what, men always need women.
Mm-hmm.
A man always can benefit from having a good woman in his life, and vice versa. A woman can always benefit by having a good man in her life. So yeah, don't keep it's okay to have it every once in a while. You might come across a guy that you may have to have that attitude like, look, I don't need no man, I got this, I'm independent. But you can't have that energy with every man because you end up missing out on a lot of good men. You got to focus on finding a good man when you in your 20s. You don't want to wait till you're 35, 40 years old, say, all right, now it's time to find a good man, and I can't find the right one for me. you know you done
Mm-hmm.
you done missed out on all the good men that was trying to interact with you and get your attention when you was 24. And you ain't have no time for him. So don't it's okay to have it for a while, but do not keep that I don't need no man energy. And fellas, when you come across
That
a good
energy,
huh?
that energy is all good. Is all good and well until there's a bump in the night, and you're looking for a dude to get up and see what's going on.
Let me see. BX said, but and also before I move forward, and fellas, when you come across a good woman and you know she a good woman, you got to make sure you treat her as such. Treat her as such, because that's how that perpetual cycle starts to get going. You a good guy will come across the wrong woman, and then it'll scorn him, and now he's gonna take that out on the other good women that he meets. So now you done started a cycle, and vice versa. When a good girl meets a bad guy and he treats her badly, now she's gonna have issues when she goes forward with dating any other men, and they may have the best intentions for her, but she can't see past that last heartbreak. So when you have a good woman, you got to make sure you treat her right. And ladies, regardless of how beautiful you are, how in demand that you are, take time to listen to the good men that are trying to approach you, because you never know when and where that person may walk into your life. And then as you start to get older, you look back and say, damn, I can't find no good men. But they all in your 20s. They all in your 20s when you was, when you was at your peak. But at that point, you probably wasn't prioritizing long-term long-term relationships. So the earlier you start, I think the better off you'll be. What do you think about that, Hev?
Yeah, definitely. And like I would say that don't also look outside of your particular type, because
Right.
sometimes your soulmate might not be the person you envision in your mind.
Yeah, don't get locked into a type. Don't get
Especially
locked into
now, like with dating, and you could date anybody. Like before, it was more understandable. Like you kind of had to date inside your race or inside your, type of community. But like now, you could like date somebody from like 3,000 miles away. Look at me.
All right, we're gonna bring up BX the Great One, his comment. I have you read that one, bro.
BX the Great One said, I wouldn't say it was on the worst day. I just hate when me and my Valentine are out to eat and she's on her phone texting.
Ooh, goodness
That's
gracious.
the worst.
Let me
Or
tell you.
she don't you're not in the picture of that plate.
Yeah, she's zooming in on the wrong meat. Girl, you gotta zoom in on some of this meat too. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree with you, BX. Yo, that's the quickest way. Yo, that's one of the quickest ways to really turn the night in a bad direction for me. If we sitting down and eating, and the woman that I'm with is on her phone and she's preoccupied, nah, that's not cool. When someone time is more precious. Time is even more precious than money, because you could lose money and you can get it back. You can't get your time back. If someone is taking time out to give you their time, cherish it and give them your full attention. Your phone will be there when you go home. Whoever you texting, if that person is higher priority than the person that you trying to spend time with and get to know, the person that you say that you love, the person that you're being intimate with, it can rub both people the wrong way, and at the end of the day, most of the time, whatever you was doing on your phone wasn't even worth it. It's not worth losing a good person. And little stuff like that can rub a person the wrong way to the point where you could end up losing them, you know?
Mm.
So yeah, you got to be careful with that.
Especially on like the first couple of dates.
Yeah. Now, once you get to know each other a little bit better, that's different. You might not be, people may not be as critical with one another. But when you first getting to know somebody, you trying to understand where they coming from, how serious they take relationships, how much you need to invest. Johanna. What up? Joanna's in the building. What up, Joanna? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. She said, this generation is just different. Tell me about it. That's right. Tell them, girl, this generation is different. But I'm telling you, give the person that you spending your time with, give them your undivided attention. It'll take you a long way. And that goes vice versa for men and women. Give the person that, if they're giving you their time, y'all sharing your time together, give each other your undivided attention. You got to learn how to sit down and communicate. It's not just about taking selfies and taking pictures of the food and having matching outfits and looking cute together. Yes, Badgurl said, yes, I agree. Put the phone down and connect with one another. Great conversation, great communication. Once you're able to establish those things with a person, everything else falls into place naturally. You don't have to feel like you're forcing anything. You can just sit down and talk and enjoy each other's company. You can even enjoy each other's silence, but still enjoy the person's presence. But when you are so amped up and you feel like everything has to be an extravaganza, now you got to try to make more of everything. And if it's not extravagant, then it comes across as boring. But if you're going to spend your life with somebody, it's going to be fucking boring. Excuse my language. Every day is not going to be an exciting day. You're going to have some quiet, you're going to have more boring days than you have exciting days if you're talking about lifetime. So you might as well just settle into that right now. It's going to be a lot of boring days. It is.
I wouldn't say like boring. I would say like routine.
Yeah, but most people get bored by the routine. Most people get bored by their routine. It can become boring, but that doesn't mean that it's not beneficial. It depends. To me, my routine is never boring. To me, I love it. But your
Yeah.
routine, yeah, but your routine may be fine with you, but can you incorporate that with another person and they find it, they don't find it to be boring. It might be great with you, but now you got to find the right person to mesh it together. And now once you mesh it together, does it fit? If it don't fit, then one person might be longing for more, where the other person is completely satisfied. Like, what? We good. The other one's like, nah, we not good. I want to do this. I want to go here. I want to do this. I want to go here. You got to make sure um that y'all have that chemistry and that compatibility on the great days when y'all out doing wonderful things and having a lot of fun, or on the days, just the quiet days at home alone, eating heart-shaped Dominoes. All right. Johanna said, yes, not boring. It's the comfort. Exactly. Let's see. Badgurl said, I'm more of a simple woman. I don't need extravagant things. You need to start teaching some classes, Badgurl. Yo, I seen a video of this dude gave her $10,000 and she looked at him like, he gave her a coupon for Taco Bell.
What?
BX said, hey guys, make sure you like the video. Absolutely. Thank you so much, BX, the great one. But that's when communication is present. Hold on, let's bring Johanna up to the forefront. But that's when communication is present. Put your big girl or boy pants on and talk it up. Exactly. You got to be able to have those conversations with each other too, So now let me answer my own question. The worst date that I ever been on. I done had some bad dates. I ain't gonna hold you. I done had some bad dates. Worst date I ever been on. One time me and a young lady met up to go to dinner, and she pulled up with her cousin and expected me to pay for everybody. And I had the money to pay for everybody, but it was just the principle of you putting that expectation on me and making me feel like I was obligated to do it. I'm a man of principle, and once I feel like my principle is being challenged or diminished or being disrespected, I got to stand up for my principles. And the check came, and I was going to pay for me and for the young lady, and she kind of like gave the look to me like, well, you're not going to pay for my cousin. And I was like, nah, I'm not paying for your cousin, because one, you didn't tell me you was inviting her. Two, at no point throughout the dinner did you even ask me, am I able to, or was I willing to? You just automatically assumed it. And at that point, it didn't make a difference whether I was able to or not. It was the principle of, nah, I'm not. And you got to, men and women, when you see somebody pushing you past your boundaries and disrespecting your the perimeter and the parameter of your love, like they trying to stretch it too much now. You got to put your foot down early. All right. Let's bring up Badgurl. Give me your love and I'll give you mine. I don't need expensive gifts and constant words of admiration. I mean, it's nothing wrong with doing extravagant things with your, there's nothing wrong with doing extravagant things. Well, to go back, let me finish my story. So yeah, I told her I wasn't gonna pay for it. I'm like, nah, I'm not paying for it. You wildin'. Like, you just automatically put that on me, and I'm not doing it. And she got upset with me, and it turned into a big fight or whatever. But I ended up going to the movies alone that night. That's the end of the story, y'all. That's all I'm gonna say.
Did the cousin get mad?
No, the cousin didn't really get mad. The cousin actually kind of understood. It was the girl that I was involved with that got more upset, because I guess she felt embarrassed. I guess she just felt like she had it like that, and she was just gonna finesse your boy, little fat mushy Tove.
Dang, you should have dated the cousin. She sounded more reasonable.
Yeah, but I think I picked the right one. I thought I picked the right one until that moment. I ain't gonna try, I ain't gonna diminish that young lady. Have you go ahead and read Joanna's comment.
Johanna said her worst date was a guy I was introduced to by a friend. He seemed cool over the phone, but when we met each other, he looked not what I was expecting. He was nice, but I was misled. I was misled. Yeah, me and Joanna got catfished.
It was not what I was expecting. He was nice, but I was misled. It's just something about that sentence just tickles me. He was nice and everything, but I was misled.
He was not expecting to be misled.
Yo, I ain't trying to hold you. You was nice and everything, but I feel like I've been misled. And that's the comment of the night. I'm gonna put a star on that one. Oh man, so I was offended and definitely mad at my friend. Wow. Wait a minute, hold up. Wait a minute. So you didn't see? He seemed. Oh wait a minute. You ain't get a picture ahead of time. If you ain't get a picture ahead, wait a minute. How long ago was this? Was this before picture? Was this before picture phones, like camera phones? Was this like? She said, "Yo, I was so offended and definitely mad at my friend." Yeah, it's like when you come across some. Oh, wait a minute. No, it was. Wait a minute. You said no and yes. I don't. You confusing me. No, it was. No, it wasn't before camera phones. So why you ain't get a picture ahead of time? Come on, Joanna. Come on. You're a smart woman. Come on. You just can't go by the voice. You can't strictly go by the voice. You got at least. So why don't you send me a picture? All right. So yeah, that was definitely my worst. All right. So now let's start talking about we don't want to focus on it's Valentine's Day. Let's get the bad out the way first. So we hit them with the voice. Now let's talk about some of the best dates you've been on. Wait a minute. I was mad because you know me, I'm too nice. Oh, wait a minute. You was too nice to ask for a picture?
Yeah, we need more background, Joanna, please.
Yeah, we need some more background on that one. We need a little bit more background. Make it clear for us. If there was at that point, if there were camera phones, then that's on you. You got to get a. What up, Jersey Devils in the building? What up, Jersey? If camera phones was a thing, then you have to get the. You got to get the camera. You got to get a photo or something. You know. I can't text it. Nah, just tell us, was it a camera phone though? That's all we need to do. That'll clear everything up.
Yeah, could the whole situation been prevented? That's what we want to know.
Yeah. We don't want you to type the whole story. Just let us know, were camera phones invented? And were you in possession of one? What up, Jersey Devil? How you doing? Happy Valentine's Day.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. That explains everything. See, you just simplified it. Okay, good. So then you literally had to go by his charisma, his gift of gab, and his smooth voice. All right. Jersey Devil said, yo, where the link at? All right, there go the link. All right, there you go, Jersey Devil.
Joanna was expecting Teddy Pendergrass, and she got Steve Urkel.
Don't disrespect Steve Urkel like that. My main man Marcus is in the building. Marcus, ooh, Lady Eloise. She's not wearing any panties on. What up, Marcus? What's going on, my brother? How you doing? She said, yes, I fell for it. All right, Joanna. So now we're going to flip the script. All right, we're going to talk about some of the best dates we've been on. Let's talk about great relationships that you had. What's a great relationship that you had and you were the reason why it fell apart? All right, let's hold each other accountable for a second. When were you in a relationship and it was your fault that things fell apart? You know, a lot of times we say, well, we did the best. We were great. We were the perfect boyfriend. We were the perfect girlfriend, whatever it may be, the perfect partner. But let's have a moment of accountability. When do you feel as if it was your fault that you ruined a good relationship? I think that's a great question for people to answer. When have you ruined a great relationship? It was your fault.
Damn.
All right. Most of us don't want to talk about that. Most of us don't want to admit when we ruined a good thing. But I think that it's very important to acknowledge when you have ruined a good thing so you do not repeat those mistakes going forward. Now, I'm not saying that you ruined it purposely, but now when you could look back with hindsight and you could say, yeah, that was my fault. I did that. All right. So everybody in the chat, we're going to also talk about our best dates, best past relationships, and we're going to talk about when were we responsible for a good relationship coming to an end. All right. Jersey Devils in the building. Let's bring Jersey on in. Wait a minute. Everybody got to knock on the door. Hey, Jersey, you trying to come up in here with me and Waterbed Have? All right. Come on into the room, girl. What up, Jersey Devil?
What's going on, everybody?
Hey, what's going on? Happy Valentine's Day, Jersey Devil. How you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
I'm feeling good. Can't complain.
Good.
What about yourself?
You know, I always complain, so I think not complaining is a good change.
Exactly. That's right. Better not open the treasure box of the pat. Wait a minute. Better not open that treasure box of the pat. Nah, it's good. We could talk about it. It's all right. All right. So before we move forward with the rest of the questions, Jersey, let you answer the question that we started off with. What was the worst date you ever been on? Can I join this as well? Of course, Joanna, you can join. Ain't nothing stopping you from joining. I'm gonna put the link up here so you can jump in if you want. All right. There go the link. You can jump on in, Joanna. The more the merrier. All right, Jersey Devil done jumped onto the screen. Uh-oh, Badgurl Sniper. Hold on. Everybody got to knock on the door. All right. What up, Badgurl Sniper's in the building. We're going to bring Badgurl in. Happy Valentine's Day. All right. There we go. What up, Badgurl Sniper? How you doing? Happy Valentine's Day.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm feeling good.
Good.
How are you? You feeling good?
I'm feeling fantastic.
All right, wonderful. All right, so yeah, before we move forward with the rest of the questions, we're gonna now that we have the ladies to come and represent. You know, you can't have Valentine's Day conversations with just two guys. All right, so Badgurl, worst date you ever been on? Jersey, worst date you ever been on? All right, Joanna's in the building. What up, Joanna? Joanna knocking on the door. All right, now let me tell y'all before we bring Joanna in. Me and Joanna used to work together at Starbucks. Joanna's one of the nicest people I've ever met. Just so when we used to work at Starbucks together, I used to say, all right, I used to love working with Joanna. We always got along. We never had no issues. But I know if somebody said something the wrong way to Joanna, we were going to have to take Joanna to the back room and we're going to have to wipe a couple of little tears off her eyes because that's how sensitive she was. And that always endeared me to her. Anyone who shows their sensitivity, anyone who's not afraid to be vulnerable and show who they are, a lot of people look at that as being weak, but to me, I see it as being strong. And I've always admired that about her. You know, she wore her feelings on her sleeve. And I'm that type of person too. It's not as easy to do it when you're a man, but I always admired that about her. So we're going to bring Joanna in and we're going to let the ladies answer this question because I know it's going to be some good stories about the worst dates the ladies have been on. All right, so we're going to bring Joanna in. All right, welcome to the stream, Joanna. What's going on? How you doing?
Hello, guys.
All right, Joanna, welcome to the WCIS community. All right, we're going to go in a circle. Hello. That's Waterbed Have, Jersey Devil, Badgurl Snipers right next to you, and we got Joanna's in the building, all right? So we're gonna start with you, Jersey. Worst date you ever been on? Time to tell the whole truth.
I always tell the whole truth. I've not been on like a lot of dates, to be honest. I think it's always been like if we go out to a restaurant, but there's not been really any bad interactions because I don't go on dates, I guess, with like random people I don't know. So by the time we get to going out somewhere where I'm trusting you with my safety and we're gonna go somewhere and meet up, then I've already talked to you, I've already FaceTime you, and I've asked you all the questions, probably stalked you on social media at some point. And so I feel like there's a level of trust. And so I wouldn't say that I've not been on many. And I think earlier in my life, and that's kind of on me, men haven't really been romantic. And I've settled in the fact that, oh, maybe this is how it is. So I didn't expect, even as an adult, I don't expect men to be romantic because I've never been shown that. So for me, I'm just like really low key and like, you know, so I don't really have like a worst date. They've all been pretty standard, I guess.
All right. What about you, Badgurl? Worst date you ever had?
So I don't want to say it was like a bad date. I think he was trying, but it just wasn't right. Like the vibe wasn't there, so it was really awkward. Part of it could be that I'm introverted and I had never met him. I think I was talking to him for like a day. Somebody set me up with him, and it was just all
Just
wrong.
not compatible?
Super awkward. Yeah, just didn't really know how to have a conversation. So we kind of would just sit there, and it was just very cringy. But it's not anybody's fault. So I don't want to say it's like the worst because I don't want to be rude, but it just wasn't right.
Fellas,
So.
let me tell y'all something right now, fellas. These ladies had the opportunity to tear y'all a new one. And they was real nice with it. I'll tell you right now, these are the nicest ladies. There's some nice ladies here on the WCIS because I gave them every opportunity to go crazy. And they both were like, nah, everything was pretty cool. Let's see if Johanna keeps the trend going.
Yeah,
No, I'm not.
I want to hear some horror stories.
All right, Johanna. Let's see if we're going to go 3 for 3. Worst date you ever been on?
It's this guy. I was okay. So I was young. So I had a friend that I was working with, and he was like, yeah, like I don't think he's your type, but he set me up anyways. He gave me his number anyways. He So I was talking to him. I was like, yo, his voice is so sexy. Like, yo, he gotta be sexy because like my friend is cute. Like he's cute. So I met him. He came up.
Johanna, hold on. Let me tell you something. Here's a trick. Most people that are really attractive, they always keep an unattractive friend around them somewhere.
I've learned that. I've learned it.
If you're attractive and you keep an unattractive friend around you, it make you look more attractive.
Yeah,
that's why I'm friends with Tove.
I don't know which one of us is the attractive one, but I'm gonna give that one for you, Hev. You the attractive one.
Oh my god. So I don't know where I can't remember if I met him at the movie place. He came up with a hoopty, like a hoopty hoop, and I saw him. I was like,
so how did you get out of it? Like, what did you do? What did you say?
So we went to the movies. It was the movie with Charlie's what her name is. What's that movie?
Charlize Theron?
Yes, there we go.
Eon Flux?
It was one of the first movies that she was like a star in. Like
Eon Flux?
Probably. I don't know.
Okay.
I can't remember because I was not there. I was not present. I was trying to find a way to get out. He asked me to let's go eat. I was like, I'm not hungry. I ate before we came. So like, can you just take me home? And I was like, don't even take me to my house. Just park them right here. Just like right here. We're good. Like, don't even. Yeah, he wasn't. No. I have no idea what I got myself into. I was like, please, God. Please. Something. Let me go. Like, what did I do? What did I do? Yeah. So that was the worst date.
All right, we're gonna bring up BX the Great One's answer to the question of how he ruined a date. All right, so Jersii, you can read that one.
So it made me ruin a good relationship. I didn't put enough effort at a time, and didn't prove to my girl how much I loved her and taking the relationship for granted.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, let me ask you a question. Let me ask the lady. Let me have a question, then we'll go to the ladies. Do you feel like you should have to prove your love to someone?
I think that you gotta prove your love.
Is it healthy?
I mean, not in the sense of like proven in the sense that you gotta provide like an example of like, all right, you see, like I did this for you, like I love you, right? It's more in like the little things every day. Like if like the way you prove your love is by you doing it by yourself. Like you don't, like the other person does not have to ask, can you prove your love to me? Like
do you think prove is the right word?
No, I think you affirm your love.
I think you show your love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I think when you have to prove something, that also means that there's a doubt.
Right, it's not right.
And that's what throws me off.
Naturally.
Right, that throws me off when it comes to saying that if someone says, well, Tovi, you need to prove your love to me. That has always thrown me off like, wait a minute. I got to prove, because I think when you when you have to prove something to someone, that can become perpetual.
Yes.
And now you're continuously having to prove something to them. And love is not something that you can continue to prove over an elongated amount of time. It's only but so many special things. How many special things can I do? Like I'm gonna be all specialed out. So I get what you're saying, BX, but yeah, I think that when you have to prove your love to someone, there's some doubt somewhere. But let's bring up Marcus's. Johanna, I want you to read this one. Can you read? Can you see the comments?
I can. I ruined your first relationship in 1985 when I was too hot about her girlfriend. I think I had less experience.
I had less experience, but you live. Okay, I get it.
But you learn when you get older, which is true.
Absolutely. My man Marcus is from Germany, so sometimes when he's writing, the translation is a little, you got to fill in the blanks a little bit. But now wait a minute, Marcus. You were dealing with a young lady and you was hot for her girlfriend? Yeah, you ruined that, bro. You was cruising for a bruising on that one. Absolutely. All right, so that's the question.
You gotta learn to read the signs, bro.
All right, so Jersey Devil, when have you this is the question we was going to get into before we had you answer the first question that I asked. When was it a time where you felt like you caused a good relationship to fall apart? It was your fault. You hold yourself accountable. It was me. I know it was me. I could sit and point the finger at somebody else, but I ain't gonna lie, it was me. Then we're gonna go to Hev, and then we're gonna go to Badgurl, and then Johanna.
I ain't even gonna cap. It's probably like 99% of the time it's my fault, and I have recognized that. And I think in my younger years, I was a little bit feisty and kind of wanted to do what I wanted to do at all times. And yeah, there probably was some fault on both sides, but for me, it's like, oh yeah, I could have. What's the word? I could have conceded a couple of arguments, or I could have submitted on a couple of things. But because I didn't have that growth and I didn't have that insight, I pushed it too far. And then, reflecting back now, like, oh yeah, maybe I could see the pattern that I was in. And all of those experiences have led me to today where I feel like I am more mature and more grown and settled into my womanhood and my security. Then I'm like, okay, now in the next relationship, it'll be a bit more healthy on my end, so that I know when I come to the table, I'm fully matured and prepared for a relationship. But I could say, you know, back then in my growing years, there were probably a lot on both ends, but a lot on me, just not willing to take a back seat at that time.
Okay.
But you know.
What about Hev? What about you, bro? When did you mess everything up, bro? It was all your fault, bro.
It really was. I gotta say it was my first real relationship, like probably in my early 20s. It was probably like 19, 20 something years old.
What you do?
I was smothering. I was too smothering.
You was head over heels? Head over heels?
Yeah. Like I was too much like on top of her, like on the phone and texting and calling and like.
But where's that bad though? Like,
because it's suffocating.
No, it's not. I like that. Call me
it's
at like 3 in the morning.
Between doing all of that. You remember how like you were kids and you just sit on the phone and you don't say nothing, and you just listen to each other breathe. That's a lot. But then if you're like actually talking about things, then it's nice to be able to talk to somebody. Like you have a conversation on Facebook and then you share memes on Instagram and then you call and text and like that's the bestie. But if y'all just like listening to each other breathe on the phone and nobody saying anything, then that's weird.
All right.
Wait, which one were you? Were you the one that's like you guys just listen to each other breathe, or were you guys actually talking to something, like about something?
Hev was talking. Hev.
Oh yeah, I was the one talking.
I know Hev was the one talking.
We were opposites in that way.
Okay.
All right.
We could have went like a day or two without calling me, but like me, I wanted to call her and text her every day. So it was a mismatch.
I mean, right, but you said that was your first girlfriend, though.
Yeah, that was like my first real relationship.
Your first real relationship. So,
some people don't like talking or texting. Like, there's maybe less than 5 people that I actually will respond to that day on a text or will call. But for some people, like, you connect with it. That's how you communicate. There's people who sit on the phone all day, but other people, they just don't like talking on the phone. They'd rather be in person. So I feel that there's certain people who just don't like being on the phone or just horrible at responding.
That's definitely
Jersey
me.
Devil, you're an alpha female. I like it. I like this whole like it.
All right.
I like it. Okay.
Badgurl, what about you?
I like you. I don't know you like that, but I feel like I like you.
What about you, Badgurl? Have you ever felt like you were at fault for ruining a relationship or passing up a good guy for the wrong person? However you want to answer it.
I think like I've only really been in one really serious relationship. I mean, I've had boyfriends or whatever, but I only had one really serious relationship. And I think my issues is I was to a point clingy at the time. I think a lot of that came from insecurity from him that I got from him, but also from things of growing up that I hadn't dealt with yet that caused me to cling to somebody.
Okay.
But yes, I definitely passed up a couple good ones for the one that I was with at the time.
So, Johanna, what about you? And then I want to go back to what Badgurl just said about passing up a good guy. So let's keep that in our minds as Johanna answers the question. But I want to go back and talk about why do people pass up a good person? But go ahead and answer the question, Joe.
So, what I was going through when we were working at Starbucks.
Yes.
So I feel like I was part of the problem as well because my insecurities were like very like out there. Like I just wasn't me where I am right now. Like, cause where I am right now, like you can't tell me shit.
Right.
So like in that situation, I think I do feel like I was like halfway a part of the problem because, again, like I didn't put my big girl pants on and told him how I felt. I didn't. Well, let's also say this. I'm still married to the man. Like, he's still my husband, and he's done like a 360, and he's awesome. Like, that's my baby daddy, my best friend, my homie, my like everything. Like, he's my guy. So when I say this, like, I know like in the 20s, like guys tend to like not understand what they want or like need in life in a wife. And we were married very young. We had kids very young. So he's going through the stages of the motion. I'm going through my stages. I'm going to school. Like, I'm in nursing school. Like, I was trying to work, and he couldn't understand that. He couldn't understand, like, come on, let's go out. Like, no, I got class tomorrow. Like, I have to go to school. So he couldn't understand that. But like, I think I needed to give more time to him and, you know, like, spoil him. And that's just me saying that, like, right now, looking back at it, because like now we have like a perfect relationship. I'm a travel nurse, so we are not living to like, we're not together all the time. And we like, when we get together, it's like, I miss you, babe. Oh my god, baby, you're here. Like, it's one of those things. So it's like, I kind of understand. Like, look back at what the relationship was back then. It was basically me not talking up for myself, not being confident in the idea that, like, I look good. Like, you obviously want me because you're with me. So it's like, I'm downing myself, and I'm showing that, and that's a turn off for him because he appreciates my appearance. I don't appreciate my appearance, you know? So it's like, that was me, that half of it. The other part, that was all him. He got it. But,
it's a day of love now. It's a day of love.
Yeah, I love my boo bear, but he got it. That was a long time ago. We're not gonna go back there totally.
Right. So the good thing about your story is you can hold yourself accountable for the part that you played, but you was actually able to come back out of it and pull your relationship back together, even though y'all saw the flaws. You were able to work through it, and that's very important. You know,
the biggest thing. So back then, like, remember you said that I would cry just like at the brink because somebody like said something nasty to me or whatever. That was my downfall. I had to turn that off because I had to become, I'm a curse. I had to become the bad bitch. Like, I had to become my person. Like, I had to become me in order to like be in this relationship, to allow him to understand that, like, we're in a relationship. You don't run me. Like, this is a dual thing. Like, it's not all you. So yeah, so that's what I had to learn.
Okay, well, that's great. You were able to learn and learn from it and actually reconcile the your relationship and reconcile the situation, which is great. All right, so Waterbed Head, we going to you, bro.
Wait, I had a question. So at the time, were you getting advice from other married friends or from single friends?
At the time, I was getting flack because they saw me as, I think people saw me as a weak link. So they were like, oh my God, you don't deserve that. You don't like, so it was more of like, it wasn't advice that I was getting. It was more like, you should leave him. You should leave him.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like, so it was like one of those things. It's like, I can't leave him. You want to know why I didn't want to leave him? Because I didn't grow up in a 2-family home, like like a mother and father. Like, I wanted to raise my 2 boys in a 2-family home, you know, like a mother and father, whatever. And I wanted them to see what a relation, like, you have to fight. Like, it's not.
That's very important.
You can't just be like, okay, I'm done with you. Like, I'm done. Like, no, you have to fight for the relationship. So,
especially when you have kids.
Exactly. And he, like I said, I was like, again, I was going through nursing school, and I was like going through like psychology, and I was looking and like listening to like what the professors were telling me about like how men, like, they have like different thought processes. So I was giving him the benefit of the doubt. There was just one point I was like ready to be like, I'm done. And I got pregnant with my second son. And it was like, yes, motherfucker, you got me again. You know, it's 6 years later. Like, so it's like he got me, and then it was like, okay, so like I'm gonna go through this, and that was like that year, like where I had to transition to be like, I'm raising 2 kings, and I have to teach them not to treat their women like this. Like they
Right.
have to, like, I have to let them understand that, like, you cherish your woman, like, don't take disrespect from them. Don't get me wrong, but like I'm gonna teach them to like be respectful.
That's a
to
fine.
be, like,
That's a fine
yeah,
line to walk, though.
it's true. In this day and age,
It's a
I'm not
fine
gonna
line
lie.
to walk, to cherish them, but also, you know, it's a little
I get it.
it can, from a man. I'm telling you, from a man's point of view, of course, I agree with you. You need to cherish your woman, but you can't put them on too much of a pedestal, because then
This
it can
is
get
true.
out of hand real quick.
Yeah.
You got to
And
balance it. It has to be a balance.
I will say the females that are being like brought out right now are raised by females that were hurt from ain't shit niggas back in the day. I'm sorry. Why am I cursing so much? Oh my god. But like,
let it out,
but
girl. Let it out.
Every time you stream it, like me, I don't know about A Baddie, because A Baddie just uses profanities. But
Yeah.
every time you like stream, it's just the curse words just come out.
I know that. I know. It's just, and then I'm on YouTube, and it's like, oh my god, someone else is gonna see me, and I'm like,
nah, but you gotta. It's nothing wrong with telling your story, and especially when your story has a happy ending. All right.
Yeah.
So, what about have? Tell me about a young lady. Tell me about a young lady that you a good woman, and you let her walk right on past. All right. Why do people pass over good people? Like, you find someone, they're good for you, they make you happy, but a lot of times people will overlook that person and actually attach themselves or feel like they're being drawn to someone other than the right person. So, have you ever been in that situation yourself? I know I have.
Yes.
I have too.
And what
so
did
like in my case, it was that I just saw her as a friend.
Okay.
Like it was like we knew each other for years and we talked and stuff, and maybe like in the beginning I kind of liked her, but then like we talked so much that I saw her as like a sister.
Okay.
So like we couldn't get out of that like kind of like family dynamic anymore.
So she really liked you. She really liked you, but you didn't really see her that way.
Yeah, like I just couldn't get past that because it would like now there was like a barrier that like I couldn't cross anymore. Like it felt wrong, you know, because like she annoyed me like one of my sisters sometimes. So like,
that's what you're saying.
Yeah, have friend zoned up.
Like
have family zoned up. Have family zoned up.
She couldn't find her way out the friend zone.
Jersey,
and the thing was that like I was single, so like this would be my shot, right? Like
you could have went in.
Yeah, I wasn't with anybody. You know, I had like she was like basically telling me she liked me and everything, but I couldn't do it. Like I wouldn't feel right. You know, I wouldn't feel like I wasn't invested in her and the relationship. Like I would just feel wrong being with her.
Okay, yeah, because you family zoned up, bro.
By accident.
Yeah, I'd rather be friend zoned than family zoned. You cannot get out. If a woman family zone you fellas. If a woman like, you know, you're like a brother to me, just leave her alone, bro. Just leave her alone. If she say you like a brother to me, that mean that vagina done dried up. Don't just let it go. Let it go. It's over. It's over. It's over. God. If she say you're like a brother to me, yeah, you might as well just go ahead and pack it up and walk away, bro. Just pack it up and walk away. Jersey, have you ever passed over a good guy for the wrong guy, and then you look back like, damn, I really played myself. Have you ever been in that situation?
No, I've passed over people, not for other people, but I've passed over certain people because I've connected with someone else more, and it didn't work out. But I never regretted the decisions that I made. I'm more like make a decision and commit to it for good, bad, worse. or whatever. So I wouldn't say like, oh, I held two people here and I compared them and like, oh, I regret it. I came crawling back. It's like, I made a decision and
it just is what it is.
It is what it is, and it didn't work.
What about you? What about you, Badgurl? You ever passed over a good guy and picked the wrong person?
I feel like, with relationship-wise, I don't think I really passed over potential relationships because I wasn't really getting out a ton or talking to a ton of different people. But I would say that I definitely blew off some really good friends for this person.
Okay.
Because maybe they said something that offended him, or maybe they just thought differently than him. And so, or even if they didn't even associate with him, I would just blow people off just to be with him.
Right.
And then I lost a couple good friends for doing that. And it's not like I did it in a nice way or like because, oh, we're in a relationship and he should be priority. No, I just blew him off because I just didn't care. All I cared about was hanging out with him.
Ghosted your friend? Or friends?
I wouldn't say ghosting. We were still like friends on the platform, but I just didn't talk to them anymore.
Okay.
I wouldn't play with them. I wouldn't do anything with them. I just kind of blew them off.
Oh,
and
okay.
I've reconnected with a few of them, but there is some that I lost. That's really unfortunate.
Well, you live in, we all live and we learn,
Yes.
Live and we learn. What about you, Johanna? Have you ever? Never?
No. I've been with my husband for about the last 18 years, so it's like
wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. First of all, y'all, we gotta give. That's right.
Well, that's an accomplishment.
18 years. I'm telling you, that is worth a celebration.
Yeah.
That is wonderful.
A 17-year-old and a almost 11-year-old. So like
yes.
Oh, so you're almost free.
Like, right, girl. Dang, that's all I've been thinking about. Like, oh my gosh, wait till he turns 16. Like,
is that you, Freedom?
Can I see you? Oh my God, you're there.
Come to me,
baby. All right. So now since it's Valentine's Day, let's also give. We got to acknowledge. We've acknowledged the bad, the indifferent, what we've done wrong, what we could have done better. But now let's talk about when someone that you've loved has gone above and beyond to make sure that your day, maybe not Valentine's Day, but just to make sure that you felt special, to make sure that you felt appreciated. When you could look back and say, wow, that day was so special and that person really put in effort to make sure that I knew that they cherished me, they loved me, and they didn't have any problem with expressing it. Yes, Johanna, you can go.
So, like I said,
you're the blueprint with 18, so you laid that wisdom on us. Let me get my notepad.
So, like, he does like the utmost.
Wait a minute, you sound a little. You gotta. You sound.
My ear. I'm fuzzy.
Yeah. Okay. It was just you sounded like a little distant, but we can hear you clearer now. Go ahead.
Okay. So
yeah, much better.
He does way too much for me. Like,
too much.
Like, yes.
You better not say that too loud. Don't say that too loud.
Yo, Toby. But no, he does. He's like when I said he like flipped over, like, and he's totally a different person. Like, he's definitely a different person. Like, he does things for me that like every day. Like, it's just like when I'm coming home from I'm in Lynchburg, Virginia, and I live in Chesapeake, Virginia. So that's a 3-hour trip. All right. Like, there's times I come home and he'll like make a bath for me with like flower petals and like all kinds of stuff. Like, it's just that kind of stuff. And like,
hold on now.
He's
where do you think that man from? That's
hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Like, that's what I'm telling you. Like, he's my baby daddy, my hubby, my best friend. Like, he just does so much for me. And
okay, so it's not even like a day for you. It's just like
it's just in general.
It's just an energy.
Yeah, like,
it gives you that energy all the time.
like the idea that he's home with the boys, like cooking, cleaning, and I'm here, you know, like it's just that type of vibe that like I'm with him for life.
Right.
Like that's
okay.
That's my baby. So like, yes. So it's not just a day. Like when on my birthdays, like he does do special things and all that other good stuff. But like he in general is just
Right.
he's just
Okay.
awesome.
Let's give. I mean, I've seen him and met him before back when we worked together. But what's his name?
O'Neal.
All right, let's give O'Neal a round of applause. You know, we gotta give the men a round of applause when they holding it down. He at home cooking,
Yes.
cleaning, taking care of the kids. You know, we gotta give
all kinds of shit.
we gotta give the men a round of applause when they holding it down for the ladies, and vice versa when the ladies holding it down for the men. All right.
Yeah.
So let's go to Badgurl. Badgurl. We done on our show. We've talked about a lot of things that we can improve on, but now we're gonna talk about when has someone in your past gone above and beyond for you and just made you feel like just the most wonderful woman in the world, just made you feel so good. All right. Where you felt like, okay, this person really showed up and showed out.
So as far as like a significant other, never. But
oh, no.
I have some friends, this couple, the guy has been in our family, like a family friend since him and my brother were like 3. They've been best friends. So he's been kind of like a second brother to me.
Okay.
And him and his wife, I was supposed to go, I don't know what it was we were going to do, but I was supposed to go somewhere with them or do something for them. And I ended up having a bad seizure that morning, so I wasn't able to go. And I was like really upset about it, really sad about it because I wanted to see them. And they lived like an hour away. So I knew it was going out of their way. And they came over and he bought me yellow roses and she got me 6 custom cupcakes. And they told me that they loved me and a card and everything. So that made me feel really good.
All right.
I remember that day.
I mean, Valentine's Day and it's also, you know, well, we're not strictly talking about Valentine's Day, but when it doesn't just take your significant other to show you love and make you feel special. You know, we all share love amongst each other. We all brothers and sisters, and we should care for each other and take care of each other on that level. So that was really, really kind and sweet of them, especially, you know, knowing that you were in the hospital. You know, like that's not, you know, you probably was dealing with something.
But I was really sick. Yeah.
Okay, well, you were ill, you know, so
yeah.
God bless both of them. All right.
Yeah.
Jersii, come on, step to the front of the stage. I ain't gonna put you on the front of the stage, but step to the front of the stage. All right. We want you to go back in time. All right. Think about a time.
You don't even have to think that far. It's so simple. Like you bring me food, and I don't have to ask you. You feed.
That's food or chocolate.
I'm gonna put the air horn for Hev because if Hev could have the air horn, he would hit it right now as soon as you said food.
So yeah, that's probably the thing. If you bring me food, that tells me you care about my well-being. You thought about me, right? So you feed me and you got me. Everything else, like I don't mind doing, you know, housework or things like that. I'm really, you know, I don't sit in purple too much. So you don't have to express your feelings and we do all this chit chat. But you bring me some food and you be like, oh, I thought about you today. I just want to bring you some food. Shit, you might as well.
All right, fellas. Y'all better start pulling into the drive-thru. Get you a biggie burger. Take it right to Jersey Devil, you know. Put a smile on her face. All right, what about Hev? The married man. We got 2 married couples. I mean, we got 2 married people in the building, all right? So we heard from Johanna. What about you? What about Hev? How does we definitely not gonna have you talk about nobody else. So how has your wife?
Don't set him up.
I ain't set my man Hev up. All right. How has your wife? How has your wife went above and beyond, made you feel special on a particular day or just in general?
So the way my wife made me feel special was it was the first year that she was here. So like we were like it was the first time visiting in New York, and like she was gonna like meet all my friends. Like she met you, Tove, Eric, everybody, and it was around my birthday. And like I didn't know this until afterwards, but she was in cahoots with my mom, and she was like, she was like, do you know like have friends on Facebook and stuff? And my mom was like, yeah. So like she sent out like a group text to like all my friends if they could show up to my house on my birthday and have a whole like birthday dinner thing. So my wife set that up with my mom, and between the two of them, that's probably the greatest gesture that I received, because Tove was there, Eric was there, my other friends were there, my sister was there. Like the people most close to me were there in the house to celebrate my birthday. So that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I have a question for the married folks. Do people still bring like when you're dating, like do they still bring girlfriend or boyfriends home like to meet the parents? Is that still a thing? Or do people
so the thing was so during that time Eric asked me hey, could I bring my girlfriend like to your birthday party? And I was like kind of like nah, because like I knew that like it wasn't gonna last. Like I just had a good feeling about that.
Yo, he just threw Eric under the bus and hit the gas on his ass, bro.
Like, and I knew there were gonna be pictures, so like he was gonna be in the pictures, and I'm like, who is this person? Like 3 years later.
Oh man.
What up, Tom? What's going on, my brother? What's going on? Herschel Reed is in the building.
You put the new people on the end so you could just crop them out a little bit.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
All right, now let me tell y'all, we're gonna shift the conversation because we were talking about best and worst. Now we're gonna talk about sexual compatibility. All right.
Oh.
So how do you know? How can you feel? When does it hit you that you are feeling sexual compatibility with someone? Does it hit you before it becomes physical, or does it hit you when it becomes physical? Can you tell that you're going to have a sexual compatibility with someone before you even ever touch them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know for sure.
Yeah.
I think I gotta go with Johanna. I don't think I know for sure.
I know for sure.
I gotta touch you.
You wouldn't know if you're gonna be compatible, but I think
you have tension.
You think, or women know before men, like if they're gonna take it to that level. Like, oh,
right. I agree with that.
Let him touch me, or yeah, I'm kind of feeling him. You know, it may not be that day. You still may have to suss it out, but through your interactions with that man, you can think, you may come to the conclusion like, yeah, I'm gonna take it to this level, or no, I'm getting like friendship vibes.
Right. But now, all right. But let's say, okay, you feel that way about that gentleman, but that doesn't mean that once y'all get into bed, everything is gonna be compatible. That's what I'm saying. How do you know that you're going to be sexually compatible with someone? Can you tell before you touch them? Because you could tell, you know if you're sexually attracted to someone, but just because you're attracted to someone does not mean that you're going to be compatible. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. I know for me, I gotta I gotta be with the woman, and that compatibility is either there or it's not there, or it can be created, or it'll eventually fall into place. But I can't say I know for sure that I'm sexually compatible with someone that I've never touched.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying now as compatible. I was looking more at attractiveness than compatibility. But as compatibility, yes, I would think that you would need to actually be with them in order to know.
So how many times have you felt like, okay, we are have y'all ever been fooled where you like, I think he gonna be the one, and then it's like, nah, we not compatible at all.
I feel like
The first
you have
time.
to have those conversations though. Like, yeah, you will never truly know until you are physical or intimate or whatever. But you gotta have those adult conversations like, this is what I like and this is what I don't like. And vice versa. What are you into? What are you not? Like, you have to talk about sex in order to figure out if you're gonna take it there even further. But you know, like you said, you could get in the bedroom and then, you know, be catfishing on a sexual level, but you can
where I'm gonna go with it.
try to better figure it out if you talk about the sexual chemistry or what you like sexually, to try and figure it out. Like, okay, gauge what are you into? Are you compatible in that way? But you'll never fully or truly know until you're in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Have?
Yeah, and it builds it up. I think, like Tom was saying, like, it's more if you're only relying on physical touch and that's it, then it's more to sex than just being physical with each other. You got to build it up. You got to talk about it. You got to see what the interests are. Like, your interest has to be before the physical connection is made.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hear what Have got to say.
So, going down that road that Jersey's going on with like figuring out people's interests and stuff like that. Me and my wife's first conversation was about going to the beach. Like, it started very innocently enough, but like I knew what I was doing. So like like that's a way to gauge like where's this person's head at, you know what I mean? Like what do they like to do, and like, you know, and that kind of tells you a little, like gives you a window into their personalities and stuff like that. So like, and then going into that conversation, you kind of like push boundaries a little bit. Like how far could you push the envelope in terms of like, you know, what are they comfortable talking about and like expressing? You know, can you really go in depth, or is it like, are they more shy, or they're more upfront about things? And you know, you can kind of adjust from there. But if like at the beginning you don't have access to that person physically, then you know the way you steer a conversation becomes very important, because then you got to figure out another way. How do I connect with this person?
Okay. What about you? What about you, Badgurl? How can you tell when? How do you know when you are sexually compatible? Well, when do you start to feel?
Wait, Ashley said Hev was trying to see the pimples on the booty. Slick bad head, what they called him.
Wait.
How can you feel? When do you feel that you are becoming sexually like? When do you feel the compatibility, and how do you go about exploring it?
Well, you know, that's hard to say when I've only been with one person.
Okay.
And he was, you know, my first and everything. So we did talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that before we were ever even sexual together, I was already in love with him. So I had already made that decision that I wanted to have that kind of intimate closeness connection with him. Because to me, it was more a love thing when it came to him. But the afterwards, the compatibility, I think, was good. But
okay, I have a good question for you, and you're a great person to ask this question to. Do you feel like because he was your first, do you feel like it was easier for him and him to be compatible because you had never been with anyone before?
Yes, I'm
so
sure.
It was like,
yeah,
it was kind of like, I don't want to say it was like an automatic compatibility, but it's as close to automatic as you could get, right?
Yeah, it's all that I've experienced was with him. So
right, so he, in your mind, you like, wow, you know, he was really great. But if you've never been with anyone else, then it's like he could have really been trash.
Well, just after like talking to like you and other, like seeing other guys' comments on here, I can see that there's probably better. That's a nice way to say it.
All right.
that how they happened. So
all right. What about you, Johanna? How do you notice? How do you gauge your sexual compatibility or attraction?
So I like we all said, I know we're gonna do the do, like once I see you and I'm attracted to you. The first time that we ever do anything, I feel like it's like your first day on the job. You're not gonna show your ass, so you're not gonna do everything you're going to do.
Oh, you want to show you? Like. You gotta show that ass.
You can't, but you can't. Like, you can't. You have to.
No, we talk about sex. Yes, asses will be shown.
No. When I say show your ass, like,
I'm just playing with you. I'm just playing with you.
Don't put me on the spot here. But yeah. So like you see, like if you want to go to that like next level, because like you can't just give your all to everybody, you know, like
absolutely
you have to,
not.
like you have to like save it for like that person. And so like if I'm like attracted to this person and like the first encounter is like it's good, I'm like, okay, we're gonna spice it up on round 3. Like, you know, like round 3 being the third time. Like, but
I was gonna say, wait a minute, hold on. Round 3. Girl, you talking
why
about
y'all
one
think
night?
I've been married for 18 years? Like,
Johanna forgot she was talking to little fat mushy toes.
Round 3 round. Jesus Christ.
Oh, he gonna be mushy.
All right, hold on now, Hev. Wait a minute. Don't be besmirching me out here, bro. Go ahead, Johanna. Go ahead.
No, sex is definitely a personable thing. Like, women don't just give it to just anybody. You know, like there's an emotional thing that like we have when we give it to somebody. So like even if it is a one night stand, there's something that we connected with that person on that time. I feel this is me. I'm an old school. Remember, I'm an 80s baby. So this is me just talking about like that. Like just connecting with a person like on that level. Because I'm not gonna just give it to anybody. I'm not that person. I could, you know, I'm not gonna do this. Anyways, so yeah, that's what
remember you're on YouTube now.
Yeah, exactly.
This is recorded. This ain't just a Zoom meeting.
But yeah, so that's like, so after the first time, if there's a connection, if there's like something that I can work on, it is what it is. Like I said, put your big girl panties on and tell them what you want.
Right. All right. I'm gonna chime in and answer this question. For me, I feel like I got you. To me, I feel like I know if I'm gonna be sexually compatible with someone after the first time we sleep together.
Yeah.
If the first time is good, then you know that you have a great foundation to build on. If the first time is awkward and it seems off, something doesn't seem right, it doesn't mean that it can't be corrected. It doesn't mean that you can't fix it, but it may mean that you're not compatible and you may have to have some conversations. You may have to explore some things to kind of bring you a little bit closer. You may have to try to find some type of intimacy between you and that person, because sometimes some people are better equipped for intimacy and some people are better equipped for sex. If you put someone who's looking for intimacy and they're sleeping with someone who's looking for sex, I think that there's going to be some type of disconnect. But definitely, if you come across someone and y'all both are in need or looking for intimacy, then I feel like you have a foundation to build on and you're going to feel that connection the very first time. I think a lot of times people are getting disconnected and they don't find that compatibility is because some people want to, excuse my language, some people want to fuck, some people want to have sex, and some people want to be intimate. I think it's best. Some people want to make love. They want intimacy. Mm-hmm. And I think if you match somebody that's just looking to F around with someone who's looking for intimacy, right there, y'all are not compatible. Right there. Because the emotional connection might not, the physical connection might be there, but the emotional connection is not going to be there because one person is looking for a good time and the other person might be looking for a lifetime.
See, and I don't know what that's like. I don't know what it's like to be physical with somebody who has that connection with me emotionally, or that truly loves me, because that wasn't the case with him.
Girl, you got to go find it.
So
you got to go get it. You got to go get it. You got to go get it. All right, so waterbed have, we not trying to break up no happy home, bro. So we're gonna bring you to the front of the stage. We're gonna let you hit your outro for tonight. Tell everybody how you're feeling, and what your thoughts on the conversations that we had tonight. And you go have a good time with your wife tonight. Don't make no Scorpios though. Everybody, I'm telling y'all right now, if y'all go make love tonight, ladies, if y'all get pregnant, it's gonna be a whole lot more Scorpios. I'm just letting y'all know. 9 months from now is November 15th. That's what my mother did. That's how I got here. You count February 14th to November 15th, that's 9 months. So I'm just letting y'all know. If y'all don't want no more Scorpios running around, you be like, I hate Scorpios. You make sure your man wrap it up tonight, because tonight Scorpios is getting made. A lot of them.
Yeah, we don't need no more toes running around.
All right, we're gonna bring Waterbed Hev to the front of the stage so he can hit y'all with the outro. All right, there you go, Waterbed Hev.
All right, what's up, everybody? This Valentine's Day, just make sure whether you with somebody or not, just make sure you treasure the people that you have in your life. Your parents, your friends, your loved ones. Like, it's not always all about being in a relationship. If you're lucky to be with somebody, make sure you treasure them. You make them feel like you love them and you care about them, and just make sure that every day is Valentine's Day. And thank you for the ladies to be on the show tonight. It definitely helps to have a lady's perspective, because me and Toe, we just two dudes.
Wait a minute. We ain't just two dudes. We are the two dudes. Speak for yourself, bro. All right, Waterbed Hev, don't go make no Scorpios tonight, bro.
Nah, I'm not.
All right, Waterbed Hev, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for jumping in on me, being on the stream tonight. God bless you, my brother.
Yeah. Take care, everybody.
All right, later, Waterbed Hev. Oh, hey, man, hold on. You got to hit him with the Unity. All right, I'm going to hit the outro just for Waterbed Hev. All right, everybody, it's your boy, Little Fat Mushy Toe, representing the WCIS. We can't inspire someone. OPP only promote positivity. Shout out to Waterbed Hev. Shout out to Uncle DV, and shout out to the community. It's all about a unity. All right, Hev, later, bro. Don't make no Scorpios. All right, wrap it up. Wrap it up or pull it out.
Oh my God.
All right, show later. Oh man. All right, let's bring everybody back. All right, so I think Ashley Larry asked a good question. I seen it come up. He said, but can that change over time? So you're talking about like the one person looking for intimacy and one person will the compatibility between intimacy and sex. Absolutely, it can change. I think it can change over time, because if someone has never experienced intimacy, you can teach them. You can help them get to that level, because maybe no one's ever allowed them to get to that level before. If one person has only been having sex, but the other person is a more experienced lover, they may be able to introduce intimacy, and now that person might, they might be more inclined to be intimate with their partner going forward. So I think it can change over time. I believe it can. What about you, Jersey Devil? You think if the sex is not compatible, can it change? Can you fix it?
I think within reason, for sure. Like you said, if there's reasons why, if some people are just awkward at sex, and that's not a bad thing. But if you are just incompatible, there comes a point where you're either making excuses of why there's something off, and then you just keep making excuses, and before you know, you're maybe a year or two down the road, and then you feel you're too far in to address it. So at some point, you just gotta address the elephant in the room and talk about why there's an awkwardness there. So I don't think nothing's unfixable as long as you're learning along the way. And so you just have to decide for the individual person, at what point do you address it and either progress, or at what point do you address it and say, hey, maybe we're better off as friends or not having the sexual component to our type of relationship.
Okay.
Maybe pull it back to the friendship or, whatever.
What about you, Badgurl? If you're not compatible with the person, you feel like you can become compatible?
I think so, by getting to know the person. Because you don't go into anything knowing fully every single thing about somebody. Like when you first meet somebody, you know nothing about them. And then the more you talk to them, the longer that you know them, the way that your relationship evolves and changes, you get to know them more. And so I think that it can change over time. For sure.
Okay. What about you, Johanna?
Honestly,
if it's not compatible, y'all not compatible, do you think you can become compatible?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Especially if the person is not willing to change.
All
Sex
right.
is it's an appetite. Like you want what you want, and if the other person's not willing to feed you, like you're not going to be satisfied. So the compatibility is not going to be there for the other person. So like the teacher teaching the student and they're not willing to learn, like it's just going to become sex. It's not going to become intimacy. It's not going to become what humans strive for. Like I said, sex is an appetite. So like they strive for that appetite and for that yearning, like for that, like to satisfy their hunger. So if that doesn't happen, I don't think the compatibility is going to be there at all.
But also what I think that's a great point, because you also have to be on the same page of what you're looking for out of that encounter. Is it just sex, or are you looking for a relationship? Are you looking for a long-term thing? So if you're both looking for two separate things, one looking for a one-night stand and the other person just not reading the room and trying to make something more of it, then it's going to be incompatible. And I don't think a lot of people have that conversation when you initially enter into like a sexual relationship. Like what are we expecting to get out of this? What are we, that dreaded kind of asking those questions, but they should be asked before you share your body, both men and women, with someone else. Like, what is it? And then the other person needs to be receptive, but also open to listening to what the answer is and not making excuses of, oh, I can turn this into this. If someone's saying, I'm just looking for sex, then you just need to take that what it is. And they're not interested in getting better. They're not interested in growing, because they're getting from you what they need.
Yeah.
But over time, but the question was over time. So it's not like a one night stand. So this is like a year, maybe 2 years later.
Some people have like long-term side appetizers.
Don't you be giving excuses out there? Like, no,
some people have long-term like side pieces. And it's like, the side piece is still making excuses. Like, oh, maybe one day when they're done with relationship A, they'll come to me and pull me off the bench, and then are left years later frustrated of why they not picked. And this person is getting into all of these relationships. So it's like over time it can. If you're talking about two rational adults, but if you're talking about people, like what people do in society, at least for me, I don't see a lot of people getting in relationships. I see people content with having long situationships, and it gets messy and it gets judgy in gray area. And so people are just content in these situationships and nobody's out there communicating with each other. And they just, with the introduction of social media and this connectedness, it's just too easy to replace people or to slide in other people's DMs and just have situationships all over the place.
I think people are pretending to be content with situationships, but I think deep down most people are not content with situationships.
Right. And then they
it goes all back to the comfort.
What you said?
It goes all back to comfort. Like, you're not willing to change, you're not willing to leave. Like, if the scenario or the situation is not good, like you're just like, oh, okay, I'm content. Like, I'm okay with this. I could do this for another like 2-3 years. We'll see. And then all of a sudden you guys have a kid, and now it's 18 years, and now it's like you're unhappy and like you know, there's just things that just happen. So it's like, I think people really, like when you said like communication is key, like speak up, like just speak, like your feelings are going to be hurt no matter what. Your feelings are going to be hurt because you lied to me saying that basically my sex is whack. Like, and my feelings are going to be hurt because you told me my sex is
just
whack.
because
like,
you're not compatible doesn't mean that it's whack.
No, that is.
No, no.
I don't.
Just because a man and a woman isn't compatible does not mean that your sex is whack.
Okay,
it just means that there's a disconnect somewhere.
No, I don't think so.
What? Well,
wait
a minute.
Who's example of like great sex, but it wasn't compatible? Like, what does that even look like? Like, you have great sex,
exactly,
and then you don't talk to each other afterwards, or like, what?
I could tell you, I could tell you what great sex could be, but it's not compatible. I could easily tell you that. The man comes over and he has sex with you, and he doing what he needs to do 2-3 hours, whatever you need to be satisfied, right? Whatever. I don't know. Everybody's different. Whatever you need to do, he's doing it. He's fulfilling you in every way, right? Now, he knows what he's doing. He got the right equipment to do what you need to be done. But when, let's say, he never looks you in the eye, he gets up and he just walks out and leaves when you're done. That's going to leave you uncompatible, because you're going to be like, well, he's doing what I need for him to do physically, but emotionally, he's not fulfilling my needs. And that is going to leave you uncompatible.
That's whack. No, it's not uncompatible.
But that doesn't mean that your sex was whack.
Yes, but the whole, it's an experience. I just told you.
It could be good as hell.
Like,
no. I think that goes back to how men process and how women process.
You don't give me what I want. Like,
oh my
that's
God.
whack.
So, all right, I'll give y'all an example. I'll give you an example. I'm telling you. Let me tell you from a man. Let me tell you from a man point of view. Exactly. I would not make love with a woman that said that she would not kiss me. Her sex could be great, but if she's not going to kiss me, we not compatible, and the sex could be wonderful.
That's just.
But if you're not kissing me, we uncompatible. That's it.
Weird. Like, what y'all doing? Kissing on the cheek, and then
that's the point I'm making. If a woman is not gonna,
you dap it up, and then
if a woman don't kiss me, I don't care how good her sex is. We not gonna be compatible.
Okay,
that's the point I'm making.
Okay, no, okay. So this is what I'm getting from when you say compatible.
Okay.
You're talking about it being more than one time, like compatible. Like, because if like I'm in the bathroom with you and we do a one night stand type kind of thing, I'm not going to judge that. I'm going to be like, oh my God, that was fun because I've never done this before. Okay. So if he's like, we're in the room or hotel or wherever we are, and he's not giving me that whole eye contact, that whole anything, I think, I think that's more of like where it's like, it's just a random encounter. Like, right. But like when you talk about compatible, we're talking about it like multiple times, like probably not even a relationship. This is a sexual ship. Like, we're just like, maybe
to me, compatibility is, if you're talking about sexually compatible, to me, sexually compatible is when it is good every time. That means that you and that person are sexually compatible. It's good all the time. There isn't no bad times. It's always good.
Multiple encounters. So
right. It's good all the time.
When you was talking about how like the guy didn't give you no eye contact. He didn't kiss you.
Whoa, wait. I didn't say the guy didn't give me no eye contact.
No,
I'm just playing. Wait a minute. Hold on now. This is recorded. I did not say that.
Yeah, that's not,
I said the guy wouldn't give you eye contact. I don't let no man give me no eye contacts.
Oh my gosh. Stop taking it left field. No homo. Okay.
I gotta do it.
I know you do. Like,
all right, go ahead.
I'm trying to be serious here.
All right, go ahead.
No, but what you're, like, when you keep saying compatibility, I'm thinking multiple times, multiple occasions.
Right.
Like the way you were talking about how the guy never gave me, Johanna, eye contact. It's more of the idea that's like a one night stand. That's like something that's like my side piece. Like, I don't expect emotional bondage with him. You know, like it's just going to be like, okay, we're going to do this and that's it. Like, get out. Like, that's just how it's going to be. So, like, the compatibility, like, it has to be with somebody that you're like doing it with often, like you said.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah. So, when I say the sex is whack, if I'm with somebody that I'm doing it multiple times, and like, even though they're
you're breaking up. I don't know if we lost Joanna, but I'm gonna just remove her for the time being until she come back. So what do you think about that? Okay, wait a minute, she's back. All right, we're gonna bring you back.
I'm back. Yeah. So okay. When you say compatibility, like, so when I was talking about like it being whack, it's more of the idea that like I've been with this person multiple times and they're hiding their feelings or their emotions about what we're doing, and they're not enjoying themselves. Like, I think that's where I feel like the compatibility and communication is key, because like, yeah, tell me what you want.
Okay. Well, I'm just telling you from a man's point of view. I'll just let you know that just because you're not compatible doesn't mean that the sex is whack. The sex could be good and y'all still may not be compatible because there could be certain components that this person wants. And you may not be able to provide or not willing to provide, but that doesn't mean that your intimacy or your sex is bad. That's what I'm saying. What about you, Badgurl? What do you think about that? Do you think that do you believe that a person can be compatible but the sex could still be bad?
Yes.
Okay, elaborate.
Well, the first thing that came to my mind was 50 Shades of Grey, because I feel like that's literally their relationship.
All right.
He likes more serious things that she isn't comfortable doing, but yet they still enjoy sex with each other.
Okay, so I've never seen 50 Shades of Grey, but they weren't compatible, but she just like having sex with him because. So then what made her continue to want to have sex with him?
Oh, man. That's like a conversation we'll have to have another time. I don't know how to explain that whole entire movie to you. But for me, like, I'm the kind that's like willing to hear what they like or what, you know, satisfies them or whatever. And if I'm comfortable, I'll try new things. If it's something I'm like, no about, then no, I won't. And there's only a couple things that I'm like, no. But other than that, you know, I'm willing to at least hear what they have to say, because I want them to know that I think what, you know, they desire is important too.
Right.
But yeah, I think it could still be good even if you're not compatible, because with my ex it was good, but we're not compatible now that I can see it.
So you don't feel like you and him were even sexually compatible? Because we talking about sexually compatible, not just compatible as two people.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so you don't feel you two were sexually compatible, but it was still good.
Yeah, it was still a good time, of course, but it.
Don't say of course.
He wasn't emotionally connected, and that was a big part of it for me. And he just was not into that emotional part. Like, he wouldn't kiss me, any of that.
Right.
So that's bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you know.
Right. And that's what I was saying. For me, the sex, the intimacy can be great, but if there's certain things that I need and the person is not willing to provide it for me, it doesn't mean that the sex was bad. It just means that we're not compatible because I long for something that you can't give me or you're not willing to give me. But that doesn't mean I could turn around and say, well, since you're not willing or you can't give me what I want, your sex was whack. No, I can't say that. It's not whack. It's not whack at all. It's just that we're incompatible. You know, some guys may feel like I need a threesome. And you like, hell no, I'm not giving you no threesome. That doesn't mean that your sex was whack. It just means that you wasn't able to provide for him what he want. That has no bearing on how good or bad you are. It only has a bearing on what that person is willing to compromise or willing to meet you halfway with, or what they're not willing to. It shows no bearing on you. That's all I'm saying. I don't think it makes the woman or the guy. If a woman says, well, my man, I need my man, I want him to be well endowed. He needs to be 10 inches long. Now, what if that man not 10 inches long? That doesn't mean that his sex is whack. How many men walking around 10 inches long? But that's what she needs. That doesn't automatically mean that he's whack. That just means that he can't provide for her what she needs. But that doesn't mean that he's whack. He could be the best lover in the world. He just don't got 10 inches.
Okay, so I didn't mean like the person was whack. I meant the experience was whack. I misspoke. I apologize.
Oh, okay.
The experience was whack, not like he's whack. It's just the experience. Like,
okay, now we back on the same page.
Yes. Yeah, it's not that the person's whack. It's the experience. Okay. So okay.
All right. So
did you see what Tom said?
Hold on. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Nicole Nadine. What up, Nicole? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. I don't think you jumped in before, but welcome to the stream. You see Badgurl here with me. We see Johanna here with me. Badgurl Jersii Devil was here, and Waterbedhead was here. They stepped out. Now you said, let me see. What did Tom say?
Yeah, Tom asked a question.
All right, Tom, let me see. Let me go back and find.
About introverts.
Okay, he said, damn, I done missed so many comments. I don't even see his question. Let me go through the comments.
It's at the very bottom.
Oh, it's at the bottom?
It's
okay.
A recent comment.
Oh, okay. Wouldn't introverts have would introverts have quiet sex?
No.
No.
Not me.
I think people get a misconception of what introverted people are. Introverted people are not quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get an introverted person talking about something that they're passionate about, something that they really are interested in, they can talk for hours.
Yeah, even 9. They can talk for 9 hours.
They can talk as long as anybody else, and actually they may talk more,
mm-hmm.
because they're so used to being quiet. Once they start to express themselves, now they kind of like, they kind of get a chance to come out of their shell for a little while, and so yeah, I don't think introverted people are more quiet sexually.
No.
I think that
they're the biggest freaks.
Introverted people are. Yeah, I think introverted people. Let me not just say introverted people. People who are attentive. People who pay attention, and they focus on the details. They could come across as freaky or very sexual. It may not be the fact that they're extra freakier or more sexual than other people. It's just that they pay attention to the details, so they know all the little things that you like. They focus and they've made mental notes of what she likes, what she doesn't like, what turns her on, what doesn't turn her on, and then they emphasize on it, so it could come across as, well, damn, this person really knew how to do all of these. But it's because the person is paying attention. It's being an attentive lover.
Mm-hmm.
And most introverted people are not so much about bringing the energy to them. They sit back and watch the energy around them. So they are going to listen and learn and observe people, and they're going to know so many things about you before they even approach you to talk to you, because they've already sat and observed you. And they wouldn't approach you if they hadn't already observed you, because they would already know whether they would want to talk to you or not. And that's why when people invade introverts and just start talking to them, they already feel so, oh my God, get away from me. Because we're not prepared for that energy, because we haven't got a chance to study you yet.
Mm-hmm.
But once I study you, then I can gauge how long I can talk to you. But once I've studied you and I understand who you are and I get a good vibe, just like with Johanna, I worked with Johanna. I knew if she was going to jump into the stream, I already knew how her energy would be. I already knew how our interaction would be. I already knew what I would be able to say to make her laugh. I already knew what I would be able to say to make her feel comfortable walking into the stream, because whether she knew it or not, even when we was working together, I'm watching. I'm very quiet. I don't talk a lot. I talk a lot here on the show, but in real life, I don't talk very much because I'm watching people, and I'm very selective with who I speak to. So if I start to speak to you, it's because I've watched you, I understand you, and I trust you enough to start to build something with you.
Yes. When you told me about your favorite artist was Prince and Lisa Marie, I was like, oh my God, we best friends now. Like, definitely.
All right. Let me see. So, Johanna, we're gonna bring you to the front of the stage. You got a question for the people? Because I want you to understand the show is I'm the host of the show, but the show is for the people. It's not about, everybody got to get on here and talk about what I want to talk about. Everyone has the opportunity to talk about what they want to talk about. So I want you to take time and get a good question. It doesn't have to be in the theme that we're talking about, but it could be in the theme, however you want to, but just keep it in the, the theme of Valentine's, love, relationships, the good, the bad. That's what we're talking about tonight. So I'm gonna let it marinate a little bit.
No, I got one. I have one.
Okay, we're gonna bring Johanna to the front of the stage, y'all. She's gonna ask everybody her question of the night.
All right. So why do you think now in the day and age is our relationships not lasting when they used to last back in the day?
Okay.
People give up too easy. It's too convenient and it's like it's trendy
to get a divorce,
popular,
right?
to get a divorce and co-parent well. Like you'll see it a lot on social media. Like we have so much love for each other and we love our kids, but
what up, David City of Trees?
Apart. Like I just feel like people just think that if they change a little bit, then that's it. They need to go out and be with somebody else instead of just changing together. They think they need to be separate. So it's like the popular thing. The trend.
So why not fight though? Like, why is it like that's the thing? Why is it so easy? Like, why not fight? Like, why not fight for that relationship?
That's a great question.
Okay. Also, we got a good question from Nicole Nadine. We're gonna go back and address that question. Now, to answer your question, Johanna, the reason why relationships are not working in this day and age is because the family structure has been destroyed. That's why that's the real reason. When you want to get to the root of why relationships are not working, is because too many children are being raised in single parent households and they don't have anyone to role model the behaviors that they're going to eventually start looking for when they become adults. So now as a little boy, if I was raised, and also it's very difficult for a woman alone to instill all the things that a little boy growing up into a man needs without any male figure in the household, and vice versa. It's very difficult for a man to instill everything that a woman may need growing up, becoming from a young lady into a grown woman. You need mother and father. You need male and female role models, something that you can look and aspire to be. And now when you destroy marriage and you destroy traditional relationships between men and women, now you're creating a different world. But the structure that really works, and it's been proven to work, is mother, father under the same household, investing and pouring into the children.
Yeah.
So once you take that away, now you're in trouble. Because now you have mothers trying to overcompensate to be the mother and the father. You have fathers trying to overcompensate to be the father and the mother. And then at the end of the day, the little child still doesn't see the correct role model of mommy and daddy. Living together, loving together, staying together, being together, fighting and being able to come back together. We don't see that. I never saw it. No woman in my immediate family was married. So as a little boy, why would I ever know? There were really no men in my family and none of the women were married. So why would I ever aspire to be married? And now if I don't ever get married, which I'm not, and I don't have kids, but if I was to, if I never had anyone to instill those things into me and for me to role model my behaviors after, then why, where does the sanctity and all the wonderful things that come with marriage, who bestowed that upon me. I have to learn it on my own. And if it's left up to society, you know, if you don't have somebody in the household to teach you that, and you letting society and social media teach the kids what it really is, social media is not teaching the kids to get married.
No.
Social media is teaching the girls, the young girls,
to be alone.
Get these dudes for their money.
Mm-hmm.
Get what you can. Take care of yourself. Be a boss. Be a diss. Don't submit. Don't listen to no dude. And then on the flip side, this social media is telling to young men, yo, these chicks ain't worth it. They not loyal. They untrustworthy. So use them for what you can and move on to the next one. So then what kind of family, what kind of marriages, and what kind of mothers and fathers and family are we going to have with those type of things going on, you know? So I think that's why relationships are not working, because no one's been taught how to be husbands and wives. We're only taught how to be boyfriends and girlfriends.
Or significant others.
Mm-hmm. You need someone to teach you in your household how to be a wife, and someone needs to teach the young boys how to be husbands.
Mm-hmm.
Once you are a good wife and you're a good husband, most likely you're going to be good mothers and fathers, because you've already learned how to love one another. So now you can pour that love that you have for one another and you pour it into your children. But it's not enough for one person to pour all that love into. It's not enough. You can have all the love in your heart as a single mother raising a child, but your one heart will still never produce as much love as two hearts from a mother and a father. It just won't. Two will always be able to produce more than one. It doesn't mean that a single mother can't do a great job. Yeah. But it's always better to have the mother and the father.
Yes, for sure.
It's always better. And the numbers will prove it. The numbers will prove it.
This is true.
That's what I think it is. And they definitely the powers that be, social media, and they definitely do not want to promote family anymore. And I'm gonna end it with this. Another reason is because God has been taken out of the equation. I don't want to get too deep into that because, you know, but I gotta say
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, but I have to say it though. God has been taken out of the equation. So if God is taken out of the equation, what the hell are you ever going to get married for? Because you get married before God, or you get married before your creator, a higher power. Or if you just don't believe, then you just get married by a priest or whoever. I don't know. But most of us believe in a higher power, a creator, God, Buddha, you know, whoever. So once you take that out the equation, what are we doing? You know? But I wanted to so Nicole asked a great question. I'm gonna let Badgurl and Nicole answer this. I'm gonna bring it to the screen right now. Who taught, or what did you learn on how to be? So who teaches? How do you learn, or who teaches you to be a good lover? Do you learn on your own? Are you taught? Is it bestowed upon you by God, a gift from God? How do you become a good lover? All right. What's your answer to that, Johanna?
I don't know. I don't know that.
Are you born a good lover?
No.
Do you believe some people are born good lovers?
No,
like once they start interacting with people sexually, they just naturally good at it? You don't think a person could be naturally good at sex? Ashley Larry said practice.
Exactly.
Practice.
That's what I was gonna say. Practice makes perfect. You know, like it's just one of those things, because like when you're brand new into the whole realm of things, you have no idea what to do. Like, do I lay like this? Do I do this? Do I put my leg like that? Like well, are we saying lover as in sexual lover, or lover as in religion?
I'm pretty sure.
Is that where we're going with it?
Yeah, that's what Nicole is talking about, because she just left another comment. She said it's the rhythm.
It's definitely the rhythm.
So we definitely know we talk about sex.
Okay. So yeah,
we talking about lovers.
I think like it's definitely practice. Especially like as you get into your realm and what you find like that you like, you become very like dominant, or like not aggressive, but aggressive, like a passive aggressive type kind of thing. Like
it depends on your lover.
Yeah, like it just depends. Like, and then like I said, communication is key. If this person's telling me that he wants to try this, I'm gonna try it. You know, I tried liver. I never liked liver, but like I tried it one time, and you know, so it's like I tried it, and like I never ate again.
That was probably the first time ever sex and liver have been meshed together.
But it's the truth, though. Like you try things, like you try it for like you try it one time, and if you don't like it, you don't like it, and then you just adjust.
Right.
It's an adjustable thing. Humans are like, we are special. Like we're great.
All right. Badgurl, what about you? I see you. What about you? Do you feel like how do you feel a person becomes a good lover? Can they learn it? Do you think it can come naturally?
Hold on one second. My dog just got hurt. I'll be right back.
Okay, wait a minute. Gotta go take care of the dog. All right.
I'll be right back.
All right. So let's see what Nicole has something else to say. Let's bring Nicole. Loving one another is the key. Show that to your children, and they will learn. And one parent homes need to show both sides. One parent homes needs to show both, but if it's a one parent home, Nicole, how can they show both sides? I understand what you're saying, but if it's a one parent home, you're saying that the mother or the father needs to represent the other party, like the mother has to be the mother and the father, and the father has to be.
You can't do that. I think you can't physically do. You can't. I mean, you can.
You can try.
You can try. You can try to instill manly traits, if we might call that. But you can't understand what a man goes through or what a man thinks and how he responds to life, like actions and things that he goes through on a daily basis. Like that's not something you can physically instill in a young boy. You know, they do need that manly figure. And don't get me wrong, I've seen women raise like a phenomenal men, but like it would be easier if like we established two family homes.
Okay, so Nicole said mother needs to teach her son how to be a good man. Yes, I agree. A mother does need. No, wait a minute. Wait. Let me really think about that. I think a mother's job is to teach her child to be a good person.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of the sex. Because at the core, you need to be a good person before you can be a good man or a good woman. So I think a parent's job, a mother or a father, is to teach their child how to carry themselves as a good person. Now, to raise that little boy into a man, I don't believe that is solely a mother's job. Because a mother has never made a child solely. It always takes a man and a woman, no matter how many operations and how many scientific things that they're doing in these science labs. At the end of the day, you need a man and a woman to make a child. And it should not be placed upon either one parent to raise a woman. A man should not be held accountable for raising a woman solely, and vice versa, because the child wasn't created solely. One person, no one can make a child by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So
I agree on that. And I'm going to also point out too that like as we grow older, like our whole personality changes, like as like adults, because like some of my upbringing, like I wasn't, like you would think I was raised in the suburbs somewhere. Like I wasn't. I was raised in the hood. Like,
right.
So it's like it's the person I'm choosing to be. So like I was taught goodness, and that's how I wanted to like continue my life. So that's just what it is. You know, like so it's like it's how the child perceives their upbringing and where they go from there. Like they're going like not everybody's going to go into the route that you want them to go to, because like, they have their own mind frame, like their mindset.
Right. It's not your as a parent, it's not your responsibility to raise It's not your responsibility to raise a great adult, because at the end of the day, you can't control. After a certain point, you have to let that child go, because they're no longer a child. Now they're going to make their own adult decisions, and you can only say, I provided for my child a great environment. I bestowed upon them all the wisdom that I had. I made sure that the right people were around them. I took care of them. I provided for them. But at the end of the day, you're not responsible for how they turn out.
Nope.
You're not. And it's easy for me to say that because I don't have any children, but it's also easy for me to see the reality of that because I don't have any children. I don't have an emotional attachment when I say that to anyone. At the end of the day, no matter what my aunt who raised me or my mother who raised me when I was young, at the end of the day, there would be nothing they could say or do that would stop me once I became an adult from being who I wanted to be. We could sit and say, well, where's the parents at? It's the parents' fault. No, it's not the parents' fault. At a certain point in time, we are all responsible for our own actions. It's no longer you can point it at the mother or the father. Now, when they're little, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah, they're usually going to role model the behaviors that they see in their household. But once I'm an adult, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to do because now I'm a grown, you can have the best parents in the world and still grow up to be a terrorist. You know? So Nicole says so she says show him how to treat a woman by letting him do it to her, if that makes sense. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Now, a woman can definitely teach her son how to treat a woman. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. I understand what you're saying now, Nicole. But I don't think that the onus should be on a woman to raise her son to be a good man. Because there's going to be certain things that she, with all her womanly knowledge and all of her womanly intuition and all of her nurturing and everything that God, all the gifts that God bestows upon women, there's still a aspect that women will not understand, and that's you will never understand how it is to be a man. So it's not fair to say this woman has to raise this little boy into a great man because there's certain things that she's missing. So that's why I say it would be better to say this woman, the mother, is responsible for raising, making sure that this child is a good person. Because being a great person doesn't have a gender. But you can't raise a boy the same way you would raise a girl. And vice versa. If you raise a boy the way you would raise a girl, that little boy is going to be missing something. And vice versa. So let's bring Badgurl back in. All right, Badgurl, you back?
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you like that.
It's all right. Is the dog okay?
Yeah, she's fine. She caught her little foot in the baby gate and couldn't.
Oh, okay. Was she being rambunctious?
Right. She was trying to get out.
Oh, okay.
But she wanted some attention.
Yeah.
All right. So, what was I about to ask you? Okay, yeah. So, do you feel like a person can learn how to be a great lover? Are some people born naturally good at being a good, naturally good lovers? Once they started, they just do you believe a person can be born, or do you feel like it can be taught? Do you feel like a man could teach you how to be a good lover?
I think a lot of it comes from your characteristics too as a person. So like someone who's very selfless or very giving and also very attentive and caring. I think those are all good attributes for a good lover and a selfless person. And you have people who are very selfish and don't want to give, only want to receive, only want to do anything to benefit themselves, just thinking about themselves. And I think that makes for a very bad lover. But so, yeah, I think you can be born with it. Obviously, we're not born knowing how to have sex, of course, but you're born and you develop these characteristics that can make it a better experience. just because of your personality and the kind of person that you are.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
But you can learn how to please your partner differently, or they can, if they're experienced and you're not, they can show you certain things. Or
I think the difference is, you can be born a good lover, but you have to learn how to be a good lover to each person that you sleep with, because you can't say one size fits all. No pun intended. Yeah, like you could be a good lover, but you still have to learn how to love each individual person that you've slept with. You can't just say, I'm a good lover and every woman should love how I do it, because I'm good. I know what I'm doing, and all of y'all that I've ever slept with is all going to love it, and I don't have to do nothing different with any of y'all because I'm a good lover. I think a good lover is someone who's like, okay, I'm going to put you first.
Yep.
I'm going to make sure that I am not worrying about myself. I'm worrying about you. I'm invested in you. I'm concerned with you. I'm going to pour my passion into you. And now that makes you, I think you have the foundation of being a good lover right there. Now, the things that you have to learn is how to apply that to the different people that you're going to be intimate with.
Yes.
That's where the learning curve comes in, because you can't just say, well, I'm good, take it or leave it, because I'm good. Well, yeah, she might like one thing, but she may like something different.
Right. Everyone's preferences or what they're comfortable with are different. And their knowledge of what they're doing, or their experience. You know, some people are very experienced and have all this knowledge about it, and then there's people that don't.
Yeah.
So you have to address people differently.
Absolutely. All right.
That's so I keep saying communication is key.
Yes.
Right. Communication is, and absolutely. I think it's even more key for women.
Yeah.
Because women are much more complex than men. Much more. Especially when you're starting to talk about intimacy and sex and feelings and communication and communicating your feelings, you know. And I would tell a lot of parents, I'm not going to put it on one parent or the other, but one of the big mistakes that you can make is telling your children, or telling a father or a mother telling a son, you know, boys are not supposed to cry. Don't cry. Don't show emotion.
My God, I was gonna go there.
Don't ever ruin your child like that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you why it will ruin your child. It will ruin your child because now you, from the person that he loves the most, from the people that he's gonna role model his behavior behind, those two people are telling him, you're a boy. You're not supposed to cry. You're not supposed to show emotion. You're not supposed to express yourself. You don't do those things. Okay, so now you've instilled that into this little boy. So now when it's time for him to love a woman, when it's time for him to get married, when it's time for him to be a good lover, he will not be equipped to be able to really step into those roles until he unpacks all that baggage that you've put on him. Because he's not going to be able to express himself. He's not going to be able to be vulnerable. He's not going to be. And how can you love anyone and you can't be vulnerable? You have to be vulnerable to love someone truly. And you will not allow yourself to be vulnerable if your whole life as a child you was taught, don't be vulnerable, don't show weakness, don't cry, don't show emotion. We're human beings. Little boys are human beings. And you have to show emotions, because eventually those same little boys that you raise are going to get to be 35 and 40 years old and be like, why can't I keep a woman? Well, you know why you can't? Because you can't be vulnerable. You're emotionalist. And what woman wants to lay next to a man every night that's emotionalist?
Yep.
He's not going to be able to handle her.
Yeah, or just be open about their emotions. Like, I have this one example. It's left field, but like I have this one example about my oldest child. I don't know what we were talking about, but I was telling him like, oh, pick your friends wisely and all this other stuff, because people are like, I work in the OR, so like I see kids like getting shot up and all that other stuff. Like, oh, I just had this kid who got shot up. Like, don't go out there. You're not gonna be selling drugs or anything. And he was like, Mom, I've never dealt with, like, I've never lived through that. So why I can't relate with that. Like,
right.
I can't relate with something like that because that's not my life. So it's like him being able to tell me that, like, I'm telling him like I'm saying this because it's like he was basically emotionally intact to tell me like, Mom, that doesn't make sense to me. Stop referencing that to me, like, because that's not my life. That's not something that I would do. So like they're both very vocal about their feelings, and I appreciate that because I understand mental health.
Right.
And African American men are always looked down upon if they shed a tear or tell anybody about how they feel, like, especially. So it's like, it's one of those things that, like, when you brought that up, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, maybe we could make this another podcast another day. But like, you brought it up and I was like, oh my God, that's perfect, because these men, like, they need to learn how to be emotional. Like, we're humans. We cry when we're happy. We cry when we're sad. We cry when we're mad. We cry because we sneeze. Like, they're so, like, tears come out no matter what. It's an emotional response. It's not a weakness. It's definitely not a weakness.
And that's wait a minute. Let me see what Ashley Larry might not be able to relate to it, but that life can find and choose him as its next student. Keep telling him the dangers out there. Might not be able to relate to it.
Well, he's talking about my son not being able to relate to the scenario. Yes, I do agree with that. And we do talk about it. Like, we do tell him, like, there was one time I think I told him about drugs or something, like, oh, if there's people telling you to take drugs or whatever, like, this, remember, peer pressure is real. So he was like maybe 11 or 12. He researched all the drugs, alcohol, cocaine, weed, all kinds of stuff at 11 years old. And he was like, I'm never going to do that. So like, I can see my son probably turning down. He's, like I said, he's very strong. He's an alpha male, definitely an alpha male. And he's very strong-willed. He's a big teddy bear. Don't get me wrong. He's like 6'4", 6'5", and he's a big teddy bear, but he's not weak. So I think he's very strong-minded. He's very intelligent. He's very smart, and he knows his limits. And he doesn't hang out with people who he doesn't mesh with. So I can see him not really getting into that lifestyle.
And that's a great thing, because a lot of times it's taught that showing that side of you is showing a weakness. But in actuality, showing that side of you is actually showing how strong you are. It actually shows strength when you're able to say, something that you said really hurt my feelings and it's affecting me.
Yes.
So
and I've gotten that conversation a couple of times. So just
right. And right. And growing up when I was young, I was taught the same thing to a certain extent. I was taught that by my great grandmother, and because she's old school, she's super old school. So she's like, look, as a black man, you gotta be strong. You gotta be strong. You gotta be strong. And I get it. I understand, because she came from a world where, they were being discriminated against, being killed just for walking down, so it was like, look, you got to be strong. And I understand that. But then also I also had my mother, my mother had me really young. So the age gap between me and my mother isn't that large. And, she never said to me, Tovi, she always said to me, Tovi, it's okay to cry. It's all right. And I'm really happy that she did that. I didn't have a father in my life. So a lot of the man that I have become today, I had to build myself into this man. I didn't have anyone to instill it or show me. And, but that's one of the things that she taught me that I'll always be grateful for. She said, Tovi, it's okay to cry. You can cry to me. And I'm very happy that she taught me that, because I think that her teaching me that has is giving me what makes me special. It's what makes me special. Is because I don't come across as, I'm not a tough guy, but, and I don't care how men view me, because I don't interact with men too much. I only really care about how women view me, to be honest. To be honest, I ain't really worried about how men view me anyway. So, but I know any woman that really knows me or gets to know me will say, you know, Toby's a really nice guy and he's a sweetheart, but yeah, he ain't gonna go for that though.
Yeah.
He's not gonna, I can already tell that he won't go for that. I'm not gonna be able to push him over, you know, and that's a good balance for me.
Well, showing your emotions is healthy physically. Like, I teach my students in yoga class that you need to release your emotions, because if you let them build up and you don't allow your body to release that chemical and that emotion that you're feeling, not just emotionally but physically, because your emotions take a toll on your physical self too.
Yes,
not
it
just
can.
your emotions.
It can.
And so when you let it build up inside, or you just try and bury it, you know, eventually it's going to come out in other toxic ways instead of the natural way that it's supposed to come out. Either it'll come out in your relationships, that, you know, you'll avoid relationships, or maybe cause insecurity, you know, things like that. And so it can be really detrimental to your soul and your body if you don't allow those emotions to come through when they need to come through.
And it can be very detrimental to the people around you.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Because it lingers. It lingers, and it becomes something totally different. Like, something adds on to it, like to that. Then it becomes a layer, you know. So it's like it's not healthy at all. That's what again, my motto for the whole communication is key. Just let that thing go. Absolutely. Let it go. Like, there's communication in all aspects of our lives: sexual, emotional, like friendship, any type of whatever.
Right. And see, you can't also it's also very difficult to communicate when you're not able to be vulnerable. Because you can't, most people, when they're communicating with someone, most people want you to be consistent and be genuine.
They don't want you to respond.
You know, so if you're consistent with who you are, you're consistent with your response, and they believe that response is genuine, then they can invest in the communication with you. But if they feel like you just saying anything and saying what they want to hear, and you know, you full of shit and you just bullshitting them, then it's like, it's hard to really invest into a conversation with you, because one, you're not really listening to me, you're not really invested, and you know, you're not really pouring into me the way I'm pouring into you.
Exactly.
So
one-sided.
But yes, it becomes very one-sided, and that's why I think people start to close themselves off. Like, all right, I'd rather just keep my opinions and just stay to myself, because no one's investing in communicating with me the way I want to invest when it comes to communicating with them. And I think that we have to reopen those lines of communication, especially between men and women, because no matter how much they tell you that men and women don't need each other anymore, yes, the fuck we do. Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Yeah,
absolutely. Never let the media tell you don't. Ladies, do not let the media tell you do not need no man. You do.
Yeah, because they be 50 years old with like 3 cats, and
and fellas,
and they're all males.
Fellas, I'll also say to you, do not allow yourself to believe that all women are bees and all women are gold diggers and no, that's not the truth. You know, sometimes you have to look at who are you choosing and who are you attracting,
and who's your social pool.
Right.
Yeah, who's you're hanging around. If you're surrounding going to bars and clubs, then you're less likely to find that one gem. I mean, yes, maybe in very rare occasions you can find your soulmate at a bar, but you know,
the likelihood is
the
less.
likelihood is less and low. So it's your environment too.
And sometimes you have to change your surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
so you can be that coworker that you working with, and like she's just like there and like super quiet, and like you're attracted to her, but you don't want to say anything because you don't think she's your type. And then it's this, and it's just like shoot your shot, homie.
Right, and also it's not wise to get caught up on types.
Exactly.
Because I'll tell you one thing, happiness doesn't have a type.
No.
And at the end of the day, you know, deep down, we just want to be happy. Happiness doesn't have a type. You're not going to say, well, I would be happy today, but no, if you're happy, you're happy. You don't have to wait for, I'll decide to be happy at 12 noon today.
Mm-hmm.
Happiness doesn't work like that. It doesn't have, happiness doesn't have a preference.
No.
It doesn't have a preference. It just adorns you. You feel it when you feel it, and if you feel it between you and a person, you hold on to it, you expound on it, you invest in it, and you make sure that it's reciprocal.
Right.
You know, you love them back and hope for the best, because everyone that you love is not going to love you back, unfortunately. And if we could pick who we love, we would all be happy. You know,
that's true.
You know, if we could just pick who we wanted.
I think what can be an issue with, you know, specifically going somewhere to find a date. A lot of times, you know, the best relationships develop when you're not trying to develop an intimate or romantic relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times you'll go into these, you know, you'll meet somebody and you'll be like, oh, I want to be romantic with this person, so now I need to start pursuing them. And then it has an ulterior motive instead of just being genuine, and that you genuinely enjoy this person's company, and maybe you want to explore something else eventually. Maybe you don't. That's fine too, but maybe you do. And it builds a better foundation, and you'll know that you can be with this person as a friend as well. Like, you don't have to just have romance going on.
Right. People just jumping right over the foundation.
Yes. And
then they wonder why everything collapses the first rainy day.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
You know, you have to invest in the foundation. You're not anybody, if you're going to go and build your house, you bought acres, you got land, and now you want to build your house on this land. You better invest in a good foundation.
Right. You can't just start putting wood together. You know, you have to have a foundation, or else there's going to be leaks and walls are going to fall down, and, you know, eventually it'll collapse and it won't work.
Right. And social media and all these different sites are allowing people to believe that they can just jump over the foundation and just fall into relationships and be happy. And that is not how it works.
No.
And if we keep going
that's too easy.
Right. Yeah. And love and marriage is not easy. So
right.
So why do you think it's going to come to you easy if it's not easy to sustain? Why would it be so easy to obtain if it's so difficult to sustain?
Yes. Anything good doesn't come easy.
And we all know
having takes effort.
Right. We all know that it takes some type of effort to maintain something that's actually valuable.
It's like a full-time job. Like, it's really a full-time job, and you have to compromise. You have to really give yourself that opportunity to give, like, to understand that other person's feeling. It's a whole other human being, like, who has emotions, who has ways and like all kinds of stuff. Like, marriage is hard. But I wouldn't change it for this.
Exactly. And that's beautiful. And before I get up out of here, I want to say to everybody on this Valentine's Day, you know, don't allow the attention of strangers that's on a little square electric internet box that we call a cell phone. Don't let those distractions and those attentions pull you away from the real life love, the real life family, the real life girlfriend, wife, fiance, husband, fathers, mothers. Because at the end of the day, as we all want, no one wants to die at 30. No one wants to die at 40. Most of us dream of living a long, fruitful life.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I'd say this all the time. If you know death is around the corner, the last thing that you would be worrying about is how many followers, how many people liked your last picture, how much money you have in the bank. You're going to be worried about, I want to have my wife next to me at my bedside. I want my kids to be here next to me at my bedside. I want to be around the people that I love before I end my days here on this earth. So you should treat the people that you love like that every day. Don't wait till you get older to start appreciating those things. Appreciate them now while you still have your youth, while you still have your health. Don't start appreciating the people that you love once you start getting sick and old.
Right.
Appreciate them now so they will appreciate you when you start to get older. Because trust me, there's a lot of lonely older people sitting in homes, houses, medical facilities, and they like, Lord have mercy. I wish I had somebody by my side. I just wish I had somebody by my side. Nobody wants to grow old alone. So you got to start to invest in it while you still can. Don't wait till you're 60. Fellas, don't wait till you're 60 and say, yo, I'm ready to get married. You know, now I'm ready. Nah, it's too late now, bro. It's too late now.
Jump in the deep end.
Yeah, now you in trouble. Ladies, don't wait till you was at your peak. You was at your peak from 20 to 30, 32, 33, looking good, feeling good. Everything was flowing. You getting in places free. You on boats, you in cars, you doing all these trips. Don't wait till you 46 years old and like, all right, now I'm ready to find me a husband. That trip gonna be a little bit more difficult at that, you know. I'm just being honest, ladies. I'm being honest. I'm saying this from a place of love. I'm saying this from a place of love. Because I don't want to see any of us. I don't want to see myself. And I'm probably closer to what I'm speaking to. I'm probably closer than most of the people that's here. Because I'm probably one of the oldest people in the chat. I'm definitely the oldest person here on the screen. And I don't have any, I don't have any children, and I'm not married. But the difference with me is I'm still in pursuit of it. I still long for it. I still need it. I'll never stop trying to obtain it. I haven't given up on it. I still know that it will fulfill me.
Yes.
It has to fulfill me because I've invested too much time into it for it not to fulfill me once I obtain it. You know. So having a wife, I don't want to have no kids now. I'll tell you that much. I ain't worried about the kids. But yes, I gotta have a wife. I have to. And I'm going to. So on this Valentine's Day, you know, make sure that you take care of the people that you love. Badgurl, you got a question for the people before we get up out of here?
I don't know if I have a question, but I do want to say.
Hold on, we're gonna bring you to the front of the stage. All right, go ahead. Speak your piece.
I do want to say that make sure that you love yourself as well.
That's right. Jersii just said that too. The best love is self-love first.
Thinking alike. Yes, she's absolutely right. The best love is self-love. Because if you don't love yourself, you're not going to have room for somebody else to love you because you're going to be thinking about your insecurities. So you have to be confident and love yourself and respect yourself, and then you will get respect from others.
All right. Wise words from a Badgurl Sniper. I see my purple princess in the building. What up, darling Nikki? How you doing? All right. Johanna, did you have a good time tonight?
I did. I want to be invited again.
No. It's not. No. Wait. It's not about being invited. You already invited. You can jump in. You can come on anytime you want. You don't gotta wait to be invited. Everybody's in. Well, let me not say everybody. Let me not say everybody, because But if I've interacted with you and I know you, yes, you definitely invited. So you don't have to wait to be invited. All you have to do is just come in and participate. I truly appreciate you joining the conversation. Your point of view, being a mother, being a wife, and being an all-around wonderful person, definitely adds to the show. It adds to the conversation, and more people, men, women, young and old, need to hear successful stories about people being married at a young age and being able to overcome and also over love.
Yeah.
Because you gotta go above and beyond. You gotta go over to stay together that long. You gotta go over.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be under. You gotta go over. You gotta love that person over and over and over again. So you gotta over love that person. You definitely can't under love them, and you can't under love them. You can't let it stay stagnant. You can't let it stay flat. You gotta love that person over and over and over again to be able to stay together 18, 20, 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it'll do you good. But most importantly, if you have children, it'll do your children great.
Yes.
So you're not just doing it for yourself. You're also doing it for the people that you created.
My kings.
So thank you so much for being on the show tonight. Everybody that's in the chat, y'all seen Johanna just jumped in the show, and now she part of the WCIS community. Nothing should stop anybody else from jumping in, get into the conversation. We need to be able to have these type of conversations between men, women, women and women, men and men. We all brothers and sisters, and we all need to come together. We're much stronger together than we are apart. So let me say thank you to my co-host, Waterbed Hev. Waterbed Hev, don't be out there tonight making those Scorpios, bro. Either wrap it up or pull it out.
Oh my gosh, poor Hev.
All right, shout out to Jersii Devil MD. Thank you so much, Jersii Devil. Shout out to Badgurl Sniper. My man Russell Giovinco. You be sleeping with the fishes. What up, Russell? How you doing? Been lurking. All right, thank you so much. And thank you once again, Johanna. Badgurl Sniper. God bless each and every one of you. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone.
You too.
All right, it's your boy, Little Fat Mushy Toe, representing the WCIS. We can inspire someone. OPP, only promote positivity. Shout out to Waterbed Hev. Shout out to Uncle DV. And shout out to the community. That's all about. Johanna, you got to do it with me. You got to say, a unity.
A unity.
That's right. Thank y'all so much. Stay blessed, stay beautiful, but most importantly, stay positive. We'll be on again on Thursday at 8:30. So make sure you tune in. And we'll see you then. All right. Have a good night and God bless. Later.